Hey guys, Tales of Turam here. We're about to do another session. This one's going to be a quick in-between because it's been 3 weeks since we did the Pathfinder sessions, and we're going to be doing one right now. There's only 2 people here today. We have both, if you'd like to introduce yourselves again, Sewp
Hello.
and Ruby. Ruby?
Greetings. I was muted.
These are the only 2 that are going to be playing today. The others seem to be busy or whatnot, and it's not the day we're supposed to usually play. But it's been 3 weeks since we played, so might as well give them an extra bit of day to do stuff. Yeah. Probably won't be too long of a session. I just want to get some stuff started with them. So, we find ourselves spiraling into the city streets of Tirok as the festival and parade begins to wind to the eastern points of the city and northwards. We find ourselves on the outskirts of such celebrations as in this empty street in the western points of the city. We find few people standing in the streets. We find a strange mage who has seemingly followed this Kitsune and a few others into an alleyway where their automaton companion, as well as an individual who had information pertaining to the individual they were looking for called the Puppeteer, have both disappeared into thin air. The only recollection of them being here is... the only evidence of them even being here being small pieces of the small footsteps that lead to the alley and the drag marks. The alley is dark and damp. The swinging of chimes can be heard in the distance. Ding, 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 from wind chimes. We can see a few fire escapes and wooden and stone buildings proliferating this alleyway as it twists and turns. The darkness overtaking the alleyway. And we see standing there the mage and the Kitsune, who are both looking around for any of their friends. And this is where we come back to. Invert, as injured as you are, you've run into this alleyway and the mage quickly followed behind you, injured himself a little bit. As you both catch your breath and look around, not seeing your allies, the mage looks to you. Alright, what's going on then? I mean, your friend was just here, weren't they?
Perhaps they have found the puppeteer like they sought to.
Who? What's going... You know what? I came to speak with Tatriel. If she's not here, I'm gonna go back to my studies. If you need me, I'm gonna be in the Mages Guild. I don't know, I may see some of the festivities today, but let's see here. And he reaches down into his pocket and pulls out a small stone and starts speaking some words in Elvish, which you probably understand, correct?
Yep.
He basically says, "Oh, Moon Mother, please bless this stone with insight and perceptiveness, and guide those with your loving embrace towards the correct answer they seek." And as he does so and waves his fingers, pulls out a wand and touches it to the stone, the small river stone suddenly is encased with white runes, and he goes, "Well, I won't be helping you any further, but you're crazy, and here's a river stone. It's enchanted. It should give you some help in the coming day. It's gonna stop being enchanted after 24 hours, just so you're aware. But feel free to use it if you need me. Call upon me in the Mage's Guild." And he starts to walk away.
I, meanwhile, seeing that I cannot find Tatriel, will proceed to just go and see a doctor or mage, cleric, healer, whatever,
All right.
about
So, as you begin to slip out of the alley, leaning against the walls and whatnot, your right eye, I believe it was, completely destroyed at this point.
Yeah.
You start to hold on to that, and as you start to lean against the wall to leave, roll me a perception check.
Alright. So, perception I have plus 10 for 21.
21. You hear the sound of someone walking within the rafters very far deep in the alleyway.
On second thought, I'm moving back in.
Your ears perk up and you look backwards. You begin to head deeper in. Our camera pans deeper in as you begin to pass some of the felts and silks that exist within this alleyway. And what we see in the distance, in the alleyway upon some of the rafters, some doors burst open as an individual shaded by the alley itself tumbles out. We hear we smell some pink mist come out as this perfume permeates the air, as on one of the rafters, a balcony, looking back, dusting their mouth and nose, they look in as we hear footsteps from inside. They close the door quickly, jump down, and start to climb down the alley's many balconies and hanging abodes and clotheslines. I need what is it? Acrobatics check, I think it is?
Acrobatics
yeah.
Make an
for...
acrobatics check, Sewp.
Alright, acrobatics. I have a decent bonus in that of plus 13. 17.
17. So, as you grab onto some of the alleyways and you start to climb down, one of the metal pieces breaks as you hit the ground below you. You suffer 1 point of bludgeoning damage, but you are now out of danger from your previous investigation. As you slowly pick yourself up and take off the small scarf that covered your face and slick whatever hair you have back, taking off the small hood to try and get rid of this garb that you've been caught in. You throw it into a dumpster, and we see an individual stealthing up to you. If you would like to describe your character to the Kitsune who sees you, who you do not see at the moment.
This character is, for the time being, dressed in some very dark clothes. The outsidemost appearing to be that of a long coat with tightly sort of wrapped sleeves around and black gloves on. The mask was of a very similar color, but now has been pulled away to reveal a mostly unmarred face with simple brown hair, a little bit squarish of a jaw, but not much to distort the shape of the face. They are a little bit shorter than the average person, but not by any significant margin. They're not the most bulky, but seem to have very dexterous hands, as well as a rapier strapped to their side, hidden amongst the folds of their coat.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 12.
12.
Or, no, 22, because
22.
I forgot to count the plus 10.
As you're getting off some of this outfit that can obviously give you away to your pursuers at the moment, throwing it in a dumpster, you suddenly hear the someone leaning on a wall scraping towards you, and you look over to your right and you see a Kitsune. Ruby, describe your Kitsune, please, and the damage you've sustained in the past few hours.
You see a Kitsune with pink hair and pink ears and a pink tail, missing with a mangled right eye,
Your eye socket's like destroyed.
Oh, the entire socket? So my brain is exposed?
The eye socket's broken to all hell, but it's not completely destroyed. It could be fixed. It's just that the eye is... You felt your eye pop in real time.
Oh, so my eye burst and the skull around it shattered.
Yes, but the eye socket can still be repaired, is the thing.
Well, yeah, you see a destroyed and mangled eye. That is to the bone, so they don't see that. As well as
this splotch of red and black on their right eye socket.
Yeah.
And it's currently a little bit of blood is just spurting out, and some of those strands for the eye have fallen out too.
Yep.
Oh, in the name of the
As
gods, what is this now?
You two see each other.
Pardon me, whoever you may be, but could I ask or inquire as to why you may be here?
I am looking for a party member of mine that has recently gone missing
They
in
go
an
this way, you hear from
investigation.
above. And you hear the
Quick,
doors
quick,
open
this
up.
way, this way, this way.
Start
I,
down
I
there!
try,
I'll drape
tried to
my
usher
cloak
them.
over him.
I try to usher them into the shadows.
So what are you doing, Ruby?
As he ushers me into the shadows, I drape my cloak over him.
Alright, roll me a deception, performance... I'll say this. Ruby, roll me a deception or performance check, and... Sewp, your unnamed character will roll a stealth check.
Alright, do I get a bonus due to being sheltered by someone else?
We'll have you roll after Ruby rolls.
Okay.
Performance or stealth check?
Performance or deception for you.
Performance or deception? Deception isn't a thing, so that would be thievery?
Sorry, performance...
Oh wait,
No, deception is a
deception
thing.
is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I did not see that. I have a +4 for 22.
For what?
Deception.
Okay. So, as you see these shaded figures above looking out of the balcony on two parts of this large building in front of you, and you hold your cloak over it, you manage to make it look like you're holding against the wall, and you're a bit bigger than you are. When they look down. Roll me a stealth check with a +2 extra, Sewp.
Alright, that means I get to add that.
Oh, sorry, you get an extra D4. You get an extra D4 to it, sorry.
Well, before the D4, that would be a 30.
They look down, they go, "He's not in the alley! He probably already ran! Check the west and east! Go! Go!" And you hear these 5 other footsteps start to run back into the house above. Sewp, you know you were made by those people, so you need to be careful.
This is why I don't take stealth jobs. Anyways, I thank you for your assistance in this matter, compatriot. May I have your name?
I am Invert.
Oh, before that, we should probably get you to a nurse.
Invert, roll me a fortitude save, please. As he says
Yep.
this.
I expected this. Fortitude, I have +12 for 32.
32.
Natural
Damn.
20.
You feel very lightheaded, but you manage to catch yourself as he grabs you as well. You are still conscious, but everything's starting to go blurred in your left eye, and you only have half your vision at the moment. And it's like, if you don't stop the bleeding soon, you're probably going to pass out from blood loss.
Oh,
Hey,
but I'm not trained in medicine. I should probably find someone.
yes, a healer of sorts would be good.
What's your race, by the way, Sue?
Human.
Okay.
Just human.
Sure.
Nothing special.
So, Sue,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a society check.
I have a good bonus in that. 20. Just a flat 20.
20. You know there's a few doctors in town, and you don't know of any clerics in town. You know there's a church. There's a small chapel, and then there's a cathedral up in the noble district. Those are far distance from you right now. She's probably gonna pass out from blood loss or probably die from it if to the time you get there. There's a few houses with doctors that have retired or aren't practicing anymore, or maybe are practicing but not legally. But they don't have the materials you believe to fix this. You're not sure. If you want to make a medicine check, you can.
I am not trained in medicine.
Okay, never mind. You're not sure, but you know this looks like a very bad wound, and she is pierced on many other parts of her body too.
Hmm.
Are you trained in lore underworld?
I am indeed trained in lore underworld.
Roll me a lore underworld check.
All right.
With a +2 extra here.
All right. That makes it a +14 then. 28.
28. There are a few underworld doctors around these areas, specifically the Mage's Respite. However, you are made by some individuals who are not so scrupulous in your last gig right now. So you're not sure if they'll check the Mage's Respite, but you do know there is an underworld doctor there. But
The thing is, though, they're looking for me. They're not looking for this person that is currently dying in my arms. I will take them to the nearest doctor that I know who is of the same side of the law.
okay. So you begin to head towards. There's a few spaces. There's Mama Murphy, this gnomish woman who lives in town.
The same name as me.
Well, it's Mama Murphy, and she's a gnomish woman who lives in town. No one really knows her actual jobs or whatnot. Well, you do. You've worked with her a little bit. She is a baker, but she also doubles as an underworld doctor slash information broker. She's probably the one you've talked to the most and probably can, if you yourself wanted to hide with, could probably have an easier time convincing her.
All right, then in that case,
Away.
I will head.
She's the
I will
away.
head.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
She's the furthest away of the three. There is the Mage's Respite, which is the closest one, but it's not. The Mage's Respite is more of a nice establishment. They do allow underworld people in it, and there's a basement that you know of that's an underside to the Mage's Respite that allows dark dealings, but it's a very well-off establishment, and very few people of the underworld use it because it is Morgan's territory. However, Morgan hasn't been seen lately, so you're not sure about that anymore. And you do know the doctor there. You don't know the doctor there. You just know Morgan had a personal doctor in the house. You're not sure if you can get help there, but it's the closest one. The midpoint one would be you know only the name. Their name is Ripper. That's the only thing you know about them. You do know a location. The Flower District is specifically a Flower District brothel called the Sakura's Blessing. Is where you ask a bartender and they show you to Ripper. No one knows what Ripper looks like, and you know that they are the more famous doctor, more sought out doctor on this side.
I guess in this particular neighborhood, the Ripper is known as the best one.
Yeah, so
but they don't know what he looks like.
He doesn't owe allegiances. Well, he doesn't owe allegiances to anyone, but that doesn't mean you get the feeling he'll be one of the more harder ones to speak to.
Yeah, he's more of a neutral
Without
party.
Caught, yeah.
He's more of a neutral party. He doesn't answer to someone. In that case, I would assume
he will protect you as well to an extent.
Yeah, I know he won't protect me. Obviously not. But it is a brothel, and brothels are good places to hide. I will make my way to Sakura's Blessing.
All right, so you're choosing Sakura's Blessing. I would like you to make me. This would technically be a stealth check. Make me a stealth or performance check to bring this Kitsune who is dying to Sakura's Blessing. And Ruby, because this is technically tier 2 of the distance, I'm going to need a fortitude save from you right now with a -5.
Yep. I do have 27 health left, but I did expect this.
Yes.
So I have +7 for 23.
23. Okay, you're getting close to passing out at this point. You do suffer. Let's see here. How many hit dice do you have?
Hit dice is equal to level, right?
I would assume it's equal to level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Level 6.
Level 6. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, this sheet I've made is level 5.
And it's 60-12.
Wait, I know.
No.
I'm saying this is just blood no matter what. You don't want me to roll higher. So you take 20 points of just straight up bleeding damage as you are losing a lot of blood.
Ooh, I'm at 7 health now.
Yeah. At this point, you're about halfway there, and what did you roll, Sewp?
24.
Is that performance, or...
This is stealth.
Alright, so you're dashing and dodging through some of the alleys. You eventually get to the outskirts of the Flower District, and you had to pull her back because you see members of the gang, or not the gang, but the underworld syndicate that you were looking into. Darkened figures with darkened leather armor that seem to have hoods attached to them. They have these earrings attached to their ears. I'll go more into detail about it when we actually discover what that is, and I'll send you more information. But at the moment, you notice a few of them holding crowbars, looking around in some of the alleyways. I would like you to make me an investigation check to find the best path.
And can I help as well with my hearing?
You can actually no. It would be a perception check technically. Yeah, perception or investigation. And using Ruby's hearing, you can roll it with advantage. Actually, no. Technically, advantage doesn't exist, so +5 extra.
There is no investigation skill, from what I can see.
Oh yeah, it's just perception. Sorry, perception check with a +5 extra.
All right.
If I play D&D, I remember D&D for Pathfinder games. So I play Pathfinder
Yes.
the same way.
31.
All right, so you know that you can wait a little bit of time, and you can find a really good path. But this person will probably bleed out by then.
Mm-hmm.
So you do find
Actually,
a pathway. Go ahead.
Actually, this is a thing I can do. Because I have ranks in deception, I would like to create a diversion.
All right, what kind of diversion are you going to create?
They're looking through alleys, but there happen to be, piles of crates that perhaps could fall over if someone may have disturbed them.
There's a few of them, yeah.
In that case, is there one in one of the alleys that, let's say, someone's looking in?
There is one of these mobsters, Syndicate members, who's looking at one of the crates, and he's, like, looking behind them, making sure there's no one hiding. He's like, "Boss, I don't think anyone's in this alley either." And you hear, "Wonder if he went to Mom Murphy's instead."
I will like to pick up a pebble of some kind to create the diversion and throw it at one of those crates to knock it over.
Alright, roll a deception check.
Alright, deception. I have a +11 to this. 16.
The pebble hits it, and the crate teeters. The guy looks up, and he sees the pebble hit the ground. He's gonna make a perception check if you'd like to make me a stealth check now.
Alright.
Would I have to make one as well?
No, you are about to bleed out.
24.
He's rolling for your group, basically. 24.
24.
The guy looks over and sees the shapes, and he's like, "Hey, you! You haven't seen this strange, blackened, like, Dark Knight-looking vigilante guy?" And he starts to walk up to you. Have you? And he walks under the boxes. As he's starting to approach you. His other friend is looking up at the boxes. He's like, "Oh, boss, I don't think this is safe." I'm gonna roll for the boxes now. The boxes fall. They are crushed under the boxes. Ah! Fuck! Ah! As both of them are starting to scream.
Alright. I believe I successfully made a diversion. I would like to make my way to Sakura's Blessing now to make use of this diversion I've created.
Roll me a stealth check with a +2 bonus. Or whatever the diversion does.
Create a diversion. I would assume this is a success. I become hidden to each creature whose perception DC is less than or equal to the result.
Which was a... what?
It was a 16.
16? Alright. Still roll me a stealth check, because there are pretty high perceptions. There's elves in the Syndicate.
Yep. 17.
17. With the music kicking up. You just barely make it to Sakura's Blessing, and you notice one of the Syndicate members is inside. He goes, "I need to talk to the Ripper. Listen, I think there's some..." And you hear the half-orc bartender go, or sorry, the half-orc keeper of the house go, No, you listen. I don't know who this Ripper is, but you are causing a disturbance with your people." And you see about 3 other members of the Syndicate in here, and he goes, "You're causing a disturbance, we need you to leave." And you see him slam his hand on the table. "Do you want the Syndicate on your ass? Do you want my foot up yours?"
Exactly what Invert was about to say.
And you see, as you enter in, there's these small round tables and long tables in a small descended area, maybe a single step downwards in a small not pit, but this small area that steps down into a small wooden flooring area where there's tables and people sitting down, drinking or eating. Actually, no, it's middle of the day. This whole place is closed. Sorry, my bad. But you see the area with tables flipped on with tables there with chairs flipped onto them. And you see the upper area has a bar where you can see a few individuals are talking, cleaning up the area, mopping, sweeping, as the not the bartender, but the keeper of the house, the half-orc, seems to be in an argument with this individual as the other three are standing by, seeing if the Syndicate needs to do anything. Syndicate members. As you walk in, the door, and one of the Syndicate members looks over. Are you doing anything as he looks over and sees you?
Well,
You
I would.
see under the heavy cloak.
I will say
It is a heavy forest green
You
cloak.
can't really cover him with the cloak when you're about to pass out yourself. And Ruby, I do need a con save. Or, sorry.
No, I
save.
gave him the cloak.
Oh, okay,
I
sorry,
wrapped
yeah.
it around him and gave it to
Roll
him.
a fortitude save for me, though, Ruby.
Any modifiers?
Just fortitude. Sorry. You did technically fail the last one, so -5 again.
The last one was 23. The first was 30. Alright. 7, that is 26.
26. DC is still climbing, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
At this point, Sewp, as you walk in, you feel the Kitsune go limp in your arms for a bit. She has now gone unconscious from blood loss. You get the feeling a few more minutes and she's going to die.
Yeah, I figured that was about to happen.
As did I, unfortunately.
It's a
Anyways.
it's a good 5 to 10 minute trek from where you guys were to this area.
Yep, that would do it. Anyways, this Syndicate member, he was asking me a question.
No, he's looking over towards you, and you get the roll me. No, you don't have to roll. The Syndicate member is looking over to you, and he's looking you up and down. Hey, Peter. No. He looks at you. He then suddenly looks towards, like he turns his hood towards the other two that are standing back, and you hear. Do you speak Undercommon?
I didn't select languages, but I would say I would at least know words of Undercommon.
Do you know Elvish?
Being in an Elvish country, I would know Elvish, yes.
Do you have languages selected?
No, I don't have languages selected, but I would have, I believe, 5.
Okay, so yeah, you hear the Syndicate speak. It's a mixture of thieves.
I would know 6.
It's a thieves.
I would know
cant-
6 languages.
Okay, it's a thieves. I don't give a shit. It's a thieves' cant mixture of Elven and Undercommon, and you just know the basic tones of it. Simply put, he just said, "Is this our mark?" And you see the other two that are standing there with him start to stand up and start to reach down towards their. They have these hoods on their leather armor, and these other two seem to have cloaks around, while this guy doesn't. The guy who asked this starts to stand up and is starting to grab a large knife off of his waist, which is placed there in a horizontal fashion. As he starts to pull it out, a Bowie knife. As the other two start to pull out small crossbows. What are you doing?
I will take the unconscious person, sort of place them off to the side, straighten up, fix my tie, turn towards them. Gentlemen, is there anything I can do for you in this fine evening?
The one with the Bowie knife walks up to you, pulls it out and puts it up to your chin/throat, right under your chin, and starts to move your head around. Yeah. He's gonna make another perception check. You wouldn't have happened to been in the western alleys, would you? You know, talking with my friends, and he seems to put it on your cheek and move your jawline to the side, moves your head so he can get a better look.
This is clearly a man, right?
You're not sure, but you get the feeling this is a male individual. You do know the Syndicate works with a lot of drow.
Please, sir, there's no reason for you to be going this far in terms of threatening. We could be more amicable about this. There is no need for pulling out of weapons.
Let me go ahead and put something downstairs really quick. I forgot to do this earlier, so I'll be back in a second. So think about what you want to do.
Yeah, I know. I am so screwed. That is, unless I can line my ass off here, because I have.
I
had decent
legitimately gave you my cloak. It's a full-on cloak. How tall are you?
probably like 5.5 feet.
Oh, cool. So you're shorter than me. So this literally goes down and touches the ground.
Yeah, but it would be too inconspicuous for them to just see a guy who refuses to show his face. Therefore, I'm going to make use of my deception and my diplomacy and try to lie my ass off here.
Fair enough.
I guess I'll also hand you back the cloak.
I'm unconscious, you know.
I can put the cloak on top of you.
I'd suggest keeping the cloak because it might.
I have a
conceal your
cloak myself.
identity a little.
I have an armored cloak.
Double cloak.
Why would I double up on cloaks?
Very hard to make out if you're boy, girl, and what build you are.
One's appearance is more than just a simple facade. One's appearance can be used for all sorts of things.
No, I'm telling you, legitimately, it's much harder for anyone to make it out with a single cloak. Almost impossible with two.
So, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, what's going on now? He looks at you and he goes... Sorry, what did you ask him first? Sorry?
I asked him that we could perhaps be more amicable about this. There's no need for the drawing of weapons here. After all, this is a civil establishment.
Are you answering their questions or trying to duck and avoid it?
I am simply trying to ease the tension in this situation.
Roll me a persuasion check with a -5 extra.
Can I make this deception?
You're not really deceiving at the moment. You've tried to duck and dodge out of his... Actually, yeah, I'll let you roll a deception check, but if you're trying to do it with a deception, it's going to be at -10.
I mean, I'm technically avoiding the question, so I am, in a sense, sort of
You
lying.
can either deceive or try... Well, here's the thing. You haven't lied to them, but if you're trying to duck out of the way of all of his questions without trying to be persuasive, then I'll allow deception.
Okay. I will be attempting to lie throughout this, though.
Okay, so go ahead and try to roll deception for me.
15. God damn it, it keeps getting worse.
No. You're not gonna duck out of my questions.
In that case, sir, or ma'am, whatever you prefer to be referred to as.
I'm male. You can call me sir.
Alright then, sir. As for your question regarding whether I was in the western alleyways, unfortunately, I was not. I was out drinking in that region, but I was not stooping around in dark alleys as one might assume. I was hanging out by myself in one of the nearby taverns, after all.
Roll me a deception check with a -5 since you're with the Kitsune that they saw in the alleyway.
God damn
Well,
it, keeps getting worse.
My disguise was up till I went unconscious.
Oh yeah, well, they still noticed the fucking missing eye.
Fair enough.
And plus, your disguise was not up when you went into the alleyway last session. I recall you going unconscious, your disguise dropping, and then you ran into the alleyway specifically. But he looks at you.
I went unconscious in the main street?
Yeah, you went unconscious for a second, they got healed up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, by the mage. So, as he looks at you, he goes, I see, and he looks at the Kitsune and he goes, really? Interesting. I mean, I did see that woman next to where I'm speaking about, and many of the street vendors aren't really open right now for drinking.
Like I said, sir, I was sitting in a tavern. Taverns are open for most of the day, after all. They are places where many congregate and enjoy themselves. Perhaps they decide to sing songs, like this place right here, after all.
Will saving throw?
Alright, we'll save. I have...
Looks like Invert's gonna die.
16.
That means I can bring my puppet mages out.
I keep rolling below 10s on the
He looks
dice.
at you and he goes, Listen, I just need to know if you were that man or not. If you were the one who fucked with our friends. If not, I'll let you go on your way. Because it looks like your friend over here needs the help of the Ripper.
Ripper? You must be mistaken. This person sure does need some assistance, but this happened to be one of the closer buildings that I could bring them into to shelter them from the elements.
Roll me a deception check with a -12.
It's bright fucking day out.
Yeah, and they didn't notice it directly outside, and he's already caught a glance at this person in the alleyway with the same injuries from 10 minutes away.
Well, I'm still rolling dog shit right now.
Hey, at least you rolled above average. And
No, that's average.
No,
That's
11
average.
is above average.
The average is 10.5. That is average.
Yeah, so he looks at you and he goes, "You're really bad at lying, aren't you?"
Believe me, sir, if I was trying to lie to you, I would attempt to do so more eloquently than this.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
That would be society, I believe.
Yeah. Persuasion or... No, persuasion.
Persuasion is a persuasion.
There is no persuasion skill.
Sorry, diplomacy. I keep saying...
Yes,
persuasion,
diplomacy.
but I mean diplomacy. Roll me a riz check, basically.
Alright, diplomacy. 21.
DC would be... You can see he's getting visibly... Like, not visibly, but his hands are starting to shake with irritation. You get the feeling the more you're trying to lie to this man, and the more he catches you on your lies, you get the feeling one more lie and he's going to snap.
Well, RNGesus hates me right now, so...
So, it seems you're dodging my questions. And he puts a knife up to your throat. Do you want to have some fun? Or are you going to answer me? Last chance, friend.
God really does hate me, doesn't he? I'm saying this out of character, in case you're wondering. I believe I already did answer your question, sir.
Roll me deception check with a -10 here.
In technicality, he did, just not in the way he wanted.
I'll say this, yes. You can roll me a diplomacy check, normal, and see if that gets better. DC is pretty high for this, just so you're aware.
So, a diplomacy check with no modifier?
No, just a normal diplomacy check. You have your modifier.
Alright.
Bro, what the fuck?
Should I just roll 10 d20s and see if that fixes it?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'll just roll 10 d20s with no stuff.
All natural 20s, watch. Wrong.
10, 1d20.
Bro, what the fuck? That should have, let's see, 200 should be, let's see. Yeah, that's 10, 10. You're above average.
200 is max.
Yeah. You're only on 115? That's like 15 above average, bro. Oh my god.
That is sad.
It's 10.5, so...
I don't care. Anyway, so...
That would be 125, I
As
think.
he's looking at you, he goes... Well, if you don't want to answer my questions properly, and he's gonna take a strike at you with his Bowie knife.
Bowie.
Oh my god.
What
What is it,
nat?
at 20?
He brings it and goes for a stab, and as he does, the keeper of the house pulls out a fucking pepper box and just shoots his hand off. He just like grabs his hand as it starts to spurt blood all over you. It's all purple, blackish blood too. As he starts to like move around, he flips over a table, falls, and you hear a visible like crack of his leg. The other two pull out their crossbows and aim at the keeper of the house. As you see, one of the prostitutes from behind. Well, prostitute is a bad word, but like
One of the
hard-working brothel members.
Yes, one of the ladies in her kimono comes out and just pulls out what seems to be a blunderbuss and aims it down the hallway, out into the foyer. All right now.
But try me, bitch! Is what I think she shouts.
but I could see where he was stumbling
Sorry,
to
this
after
would be
his
a
hand.
handheld ballista. Sorry, not blunt.
Oh
She holds
shit!
it.
I made one of these before.
And she's holding it, and you see just everyone's pulling their crossbows out. The guy at the table is pulling out a fucking greatsword and holding it, and everyone's like at this tension right now.
Yeah, I could see where he stumbled after his hand fell off, right?
Yeah, and his hand is on the ground.
I would like to pick up the hand, walk over to him, lean over a little bit slightly with a smile on my face. Now, sir, as I mentioned,
You want
this
this
is a
back?
civil establishment.
Oh, he's unconscious, bleeding out.
I proceed to put the hand on top of him and turn to the rest of his group. If you'd be so kind, I would like to have a word with the owner of this establishment. If you would please vacate the room.
I agree, says the keeper of the house. You should probably leave right now. After all, we don't take kind to your, let's just say, ilk at the moment.
It is best to do things through diplomacy, after all. Words go much further than weapons do, after all.
Roll me an intimidation check with a +10.
Alright, I am a 21 on that.
Natural 1. Natural 1.
Plus 21. That's a 35.
The rest of them seem to put their weapons away, raising their hands up and start to slowly back out of the room. I need a fortitude save from you, Ruby.
All right.
Sorry. Roll me a d20 and add your no, it's a fortitude save. I'll say for right now. Oh, wait, no. What's my death rules? I forget.
Yeah, your death rules are, it has to do with max hit points.
Yeah. So roll me a fortitude save.
Okay. My max health is 92 right now.
Okay.
Fortitude save. Any modifiers?
Yeah, -5 extra because you're currently bleeding out.
All right. That is 25 then.
25. All right. You only suffer this much.
God, that was terrible.
Well,
my
I'm
God.
going. What?
You suffer 22 points of bleeding damage over the.
All right. I'm in the negatives now.
Yeah, mind you, that's well, no, sorry, you were at 0 because you went unconscious. But
What?
You were at negative 22.
Right. I was at 7 before I went unconscious.
Yeah.
The way his death rules work are if you get reduced to 0 or
Actually,
beyond,
no,
you
because
just
you're
get
bleeding
dropped
out.
to 0.
You're bleeding out. You would have fallen unconscious with 7. So you are now in the negatives.
Negative 15.
Just so you are aware, this is This is the amount of blood you've lost over that time as your body's trying to stop that from happening. So this was over like the course of 5-10 minutes for them talking. So, as you are unconscious on the ground bleeding and everyone leaves, the half-orc holding the pepper box points it towards you and goes, "We'll talk after this. What's her name? The owner of the establishment, the proprietor, isn't here yet. We'll talk, but I assume you want to see the Ripper for your friend there."
Yes, I believe I do have some merchandise for one of your pretty flowers.
What the fuck did... What?
Yeah.
Roll me a diplomacy check with a -20.
I am attempting to sugarcoat it by speaking in a way that others wouldn't really pick up so quickly. I would assume that he knows.
Probably, but the way you put it is weird.
Of course the way I put it is weird. You said diplomacy with -20?
Yeah.
That means I have...
Bro, if you get a -1 here... Or, sorry, if you get a natural 1 here, that's gonna be fucking hilarious.
If you get a nat 1, he just blows your fucking head off.
I think this is the right number. It's a negative anyway. Because god fucking damn it, I keep rolling 4!
What the hell's
You see,
going
he
on?
Can he have advantage?
You
Can
see,
he have advantage?
he
No,
grabs
I
his
didn't.
forehead and he visibly takes psychic damage.
Oh, God.
Why do I keep rolling 4s?
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright. Sure. Yeah, I'll get the Ripper. Whatever. Janessa, and he looks over and you see this elven lady, beautiful pale skin, flowing auburn hair, who's holding the handheld ballista, goes, "I'll go get him. Follow me, you two. Well, grab her and follow me, please." As Janessa begins to lead you down. As we switch our scene. Shadowy.
Hey.
What's your character's name?
Elsign. I'm assuming there's Yeah, I'm just wondering kind of was wondering what was going on here.
Elsign.
Actually, do we have enough
we're
dice?
doing a small extra session because we skipped
do.
last week, or this week I should say specifically, for Pathfinder. So if you want to join in, feel free.
Yeah, I was kind of just I'm assuming I kind of went off at this point. I guess I'll play for a bit. I do kind of need to get off soon though.
Okay, so Elsign, you walked into the alleyway with Invert, who was bleeding heavily. Told her, you know what? I don't know you, and shit's going down. I'm gonna go back and study, maybe catch some of the festivities. Here's a rock I enchanted to help you. And then you started to walk away, but as you're walking through town, roll me an Arcana check.
Alright. Yep, that would be... Okay.
Sorry, this would be occultism check. Sorry, no,
Occultism.
Arcana first, and then occultism. If you get the good
Arcana. Okay. There we go.
Arcana for the generic magic, occultism for the spell.
There we go. That should be it. Oh.
26.
Alright, that's a 26.
You sensed a heavy magic within the alleyway. If you'd like to roll, if you'd like, are you proficient in lore academia or lore arcana?
Lore Academia, yes.
Roll me a lore academia check.
Alright. Oh. That's a 15.
15. Give me a second to pull up the stat page here. You're gonna die. What?
Ah,
Path builder. Sorry, this shit wasn't open because I didn't expect you to be here.
That's fine.
Okay. You sensed a heavy conjuration magic from the alleyway that you just left, where the strange automaton woman disappeared from. And as you're leaving, you start to try and think, and you swear you feel something on your, like a strange fucking thing, like a hair on your face, and you pull it off, and you find this small spider's web that's heavily enchanted with conjuration. So you place that in your pocket. Is there anything you would like to do, or would your character go back and study?
At this point, I'm kind of thinking... That's the thing. At this point, Elsine's thinking, okay, shit's getting scary. I'm just out of here. No. Fuck this, I'm out.
So, as you go back to the college and begin to study, inform them of Tatriel, having shit happen. How much do you inform them about Tatriel? Or do you just say she's fine?
Right now, for now, I'm thinking that, considering what I do know, yeah, it would probably be bad if I told them everything right now before I made sure of a couple things. So right now, I'll just give them the most important detail that I can confirm I would know, which would be, I met up with Tatriel. She seemed to be somewhat injured from or I guess I'll say this actually. She seemed to have had something strange happen to her after and she went to, actually after I followed her, she seemed to have disappeared into an alley from some strange magic. So I would tell them that.
So I will say this: who do you go to? There are two people who want you to report to them. There's the librarian who sent you to go search after Tatriel, or do you go to the headmaster of the college, who would also, he didn't send you there, but if you are speaking about Tatriel and the recent events, the headmaster would be the one who has started to. He's the one who the Archmage headmaster, he's the one who overreaches. He is the head of the entire college, and there are some things that he's told by people. You get the feeling that if you tell him your worries are done, you do not need to go talk to Tatriel anymore. However, the head of the college would know, and there would probably be a lot of shit going on with the college, which would probably disrupt your studies a little bit. However, if you tell the librarian, you may be sent on additional quests to talk to Tatriel, find Tatriel, or do other things.
Well, I guess I'm just wondering.
I will say this:
what if I were to tell?
Know there are separate factions in this school, depending on different faculty members and things like that. Which way would you go?
I guess I'm wondering if I'm assuming that if I tell both of them something worse will happen, as I'll probably be sent on quest and something strange will happen.
Here's the thing, the headmaster can get a lot more shit done, but Tatriel has caused quite a bit of trouble in the school so far. If you tell the Archmage, the headmaster, whatever his name is, there's a good chance she's gonna get expelled from the school.
Yeah, so considering that, I think basically after this, like, Elsign considers that for a moment, and he's thinking, especially
if you're gonna tell them about the necromancy she used.
Alright. Well, I guess right now, I'm thinking of, I'll say this much. Right now, I'll probably think of before I tell anyone, I'm thinking, how exactly am I... Actually, I'm just not gonna mention... Okay, actually, here's the problem. The second we find Tatriel, we're gonna discover that she seems to be a automaton of some sort. So, in that case, it's a question of... I guess I'll just say, if she seemed to be... when I found her, she seemed to be using some sort of body of metal. It was strange.
So
that's what I'll think.
Who are you telling and what are you telling them?
I was basically just thinking through what I was going to say. Okay, so I'm going to go to the librarian.
Those are the two main ones you can tell. You can tell more people, but you're going to go to the librarian? Alright?
Right now I'm going to go to the librarian because I don't want Tatriel to be expelled.
As you enter into the library, you see the beautiful elven woman with a bun tear in the back with strands falling out of it, pale skin with some glasses on her. She seems to be reading some books behind her circular desk with the many floating bookshelves, well, not floating, but the large bookshelves with many different layers going up in this tower. And as you enter, she looks towards you as she finishes reading some of the transcripts she has, and she goes, in your mind, you hear, approach.
Alright, so Elsign approaches.
So, Elsign, and you hear this in actual speak, she says to you, what did you discover about our friend Tatriel?
Actually, I guess before I say anything, since I know the librarian, or Elsign knows the librarian, would you know how well she could keep secret?
Roll me a society check.
Okay. Alright.
You've
Probably
talked
not.
with her, you've gotten books, but you haven't really made too good of friends with her.
Alright, yeah, so I've been around the library a lot, but I've mainly just engaged in pleasantries with the librarian, not really made a friend of her.
When she sent you on the quest, you thought it was weird because you haven't really talked to her much.
I'm just thinking she thought I'd be capable of doing so.
Yes. And she looks at you and goes, well,
it was a bit odd. So I went looking for Tatriel, with the Mage's Respite. And upon looking there, I found something rather strange. There was a automaton, or at least it seemed to be an automaton, and it had Tatriel's signature, and it also seemed to know who I was, indicating that it would be Tatriel. Now, I'm not sure about what exactly how exactly she was doing this, if it was some sort of shell, or what, or if she's using some sort of strange magic, or some strange transmutation. I'm not sure exactly. But but aside from that strange that strange change in her, as I was with Tatriel, she seemed to notice a figure during the parade, and I was going to assist her since I wanted to make sure she would be fine, but she has disappeared after going down an alley. As we had an altercation with Monster and the criminal.
So you're
And some
going over the basics with her, correct?
Yeah.
Did
I'm
you
basically just
mention
going over.
necromancy?
I'm specifically avoiding the necromancy. I'm just saying it was kind of weird.
Roll me a deception check just because you're trying to hide information.
Okay.
Or diplomacy, your choice.
I'll go with diplomacy for now. Alright, I might want to re-roll that. I'm going to probably use a hero point on that because this is a pretty important roll.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Invert is bleeding out.
Alright.
Meanwhile.
I guess that's...
Meanwhile, in our universe.
Meanwhile, in our universe.
Give me a second to skip the song. I don't like music like this. Anyways.
You don't like music with words.
Yeah. She looks to you, and as she looks to you, you see a hint of she's trying to read you, but she can't. Well, as she's like reading you, and she seems to understand that you're hiding something, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and a book is placed in front of you as you hear a voice. Madam Librarian, is it good to scold our students? To scowl at them. And you see the librarian suddenly turns to him and goes, well, if it isn't the hidden headmaster. What brings you to my library today? Oh, just looking at some old tomes. After all, the solstice will provide quite a bit of magical means, and I wish to utilize it to its full capability. So I'll be borrowing a few books. I'll come back later for them, and you feel the hand is still on your shoulder, and as you look over to your right, you see this 10-foot-tall elven man who seems to be donned and clothed in these blues, reds, greens, emerald, ruby, different silks and felts that seem to dance around him like a robe and seem to almost be alive, telling a tapestry upon his robes and silks. As he stands there, he seems to have a nice, firm hand on your shoulder, and he looks down to you. Well, what's your character's name?
Elsine.
Elsine. If it isn't one of our honor students. I joke. Some of the teachers have a little bit too much to say about you when I speak to them, but you're an interesting one.
I appreciate the compliment.
You seem to be having troubles in some of the classes. Is this true?
Yes, recently, I've certainly not had a difficult time with the material, Putting it into practice has been a bit difficult.
So, I could always give you tutoring lessons if you come to my office, of course, at the right times. However, what are you two talking about? That she would scowl at you like that? I need a will save, please.
Alright.
A zone of truth.
Nope.
Okay. That's that. Oh boy.
What's your
It's a
roll?
29.
29? You want to use a hero point? It's a failure.
I literally, okay, I could get a... It would just be a
nat 20.
You need a nat 20
Yeah, at
for
that
this.
point...
The DC
Yeah, at that point-
is 42.
Brought...
This is the headmaster of the college. A
Well,
very
fair
powerful
enough. I do-
archmage.
I do have a
I-
literal level 20 character with a dang DC fucking 50
Well,
saving throw. Gated
considering
wing.
that I'd have to get a nat 20, I'm not sure if it'll be all that worth it.
So, as he stares at you,
Isn't one of the things for the hero points you can expend all of them to auto succeed?
you can, but does he want to do that?
At this point, I don't think so.
So,
I can want to save him.
go ahead, respond to him.
Okay, considering I'm assuming this magic is more of a.
You don't sense the
like-
magic.
Okay.
Yeah, you just know that your brain's weird, that's all.
Well, we were discussing. I was sent on a mission to check on Tatriel.
Oh,
I found
the object of scorn and destruction of small wing of the college. Yes, I know of her. So, how is our friends faring?
strangely.
Well, I will not push too far deep into that. Remember, if you ever need some tutoring, I would not mind tutoring one as strangely talented as you are. However, with the upcoming solstice, I need to focus my endeavors. If you do wish to aid me in doing so. He pulls out a small, stick, and he hands it to you. This is a flare. One of my good friends, Barnabas, has bought quite a bit from me, so this is the only one I can give you. It is an object that allows me to use higher magic to teleport to you without knowing your location directly. Or I could use the teleportation circle with that being lit to teleport you to me. Once it is used, it burns the entire stick away, just so you are aware.
Well, this would be most useful at a time of extreme danger.
Yes, I give it to all my important students. So, if you feel like you need to aid me or wish to speak with me in an important need, feel free to burn it. Anyways, I will be back. I am going to go continue my research. And he starts to walk away. What were your thoughts? I'll say this, Shadowy. As soon as he asked you that question, did your mind go to the entirety of what you discovered today?
Alright. Well, I guess right now, I'm being a thing. That would be probably a normal person's reaction, but I guess Elson would at least have a knowledge of possible things. So he would probably be more thinking of, okay, how do I put
I'll say this, Elson. As you try to grab your mind back, you realize he definitely probed deep into your mind with a detect thoughts spell and has garnered a lot of that information. So how well guarded was your mind?
How well guarded? Well,
what did you think when he first asked that question?
so how exactly am I going to put this?
Mind you,
The most
you
delicate.
failed, so remember, whatever you were thinking, immediately he knows.
Thinking immediately would probably
And
be.
remember, you were just talking to her about Tatriel, so
Yeah, Tatriel.
I would assume some of those memories of necromancy, automatons, disappearance, conjuration would start to fly through your mind, normal person's mind. So, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I think is the question of would I specifically be thinking about necromancy? Because I'd definitely be thinking, okay, how am I going to?
I'll say.
What exactly am I going to say?
Roll me a will save to see how. If that came up. The DC is going to be pretty high, and you can't use hero points on this.
Basically, this is did that shoot through my mind as I was
Thinking of
as I was
Tatriel,
thinking of
yes,
something?
because he was digging into your mind with his magic.
All right.
That was the fucking DC, you son of a bitch.
So I'm guessing the headmaster certainly knows I know something.
He knows that you know something about Tatriel that... I'll say this. You guarded the secret that is necromancy from him, but the thing he got would probably be... If I tell him anything about this, about Tatriel, she is going to get expelled and probably killed. So he knows she's doing something very illegal.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as you finish
In
regaling
our
your
universe.
stories, the librarian says, well, if I find anything else out, I will ask that you continue to research into Tatriel for me. If you would, of course. And she pulls out a small tome she has, and she goes, of course, here's your reward. She hands it to you. It is a spell book that has a few spells in it. What spells do you... Oh, wait, you're a primal caster, aren't you?
He is
God.
a primal caster. Not only that, he's a sorcerer. He doesn't use a spell book.
So she hands it to you. It won't do anything for you, but you have a spells book now.
All right. Let's add a little spell book. Yeah. Hey, at least, very least, I could use. There is ways I could use this still. Just
Yeah,
not in the
there
normal
are.
way.
Honestly, a spell book, and you start to flip through it, it goes up to 3rd level spells, and it has a lot of spells in it, like very useful ones for daily shit. You could probably sell this, like, you trade it for favor to a wizard who's just learning. You could probably sell it for quite a bit of money. A spell book on its own is probably a good, especially one as good as this from the not even like a very specific one that is from an older time in the college. Probably good, worth like 500 gold at least. These things cost a lot of money to make.
Yeah.
It's leather bound with gold
nice.
and velvet.
Yes.
So,
Quite nice.
Elsheim leaves the library. Does he go to study for the rest of the time of today?
Yeah, he's gonna head back to the studies he was interrupted by, and as well, he is gonna start devising how exactly he's gonna deal with this whole Tatriel situation.
Alright. And with that, as you fall asleep for the night, strange glow overcast. Nah, I'm just fucking you. So anyways, you can listen if you want, Shadowy, but that's gonna be the end of Elsheim for right now.
Oh, alright. At the end of him, oh no.
Anyways, so Ruby. Sewp,
Yeah.
Yes.
as you are led down through a series of secret tunnels beneath the Soccer's blessing to a small... What are the penthouse?
I am still unconscious.
Yes,
Yes.
I know. What are essentially the more expensive rooms? You eventually get to a large one at the very end of a hall on the right side, and there seems to be a very heavily chained and locked door. No handle or any way to push it open or pull it open. And you see I don't want to say harlot, but I can't remember the name of it. The Lady of the Night begins to trace some symbols into the door, and as she does, she puts her hand on it and she goes, "Please look away."
I will close my eyes and look away.
You hear a sound of arcane humming, and then you hear the chains start to fall as they disappear to ethereal light. And the door creaks inwards.
I presume I have to hand her over now, as I have heard rumors of what the Ripper is capable of. He doesn't let others see his face, correct?
Yes. Please hand her over.
I will hand over the unconscious body.
And do you have gold to pay for the treatments, or are you paying in other means? Favors? Kidneys?
I guess I would inquire about the price of this.
Well, seeing the damage, I would assume probably about a good 100 or so gold. To sustain her.
He takes an emotional crit. He doesn't have that much money.
You take
He doesn't know this, but I do.
11 points of psychic damage. Well, either she'll be indebted. Why the fuck is there so many songs of people singing? Stupid.
Well, if she's to be indebted, then that has nothing to do with me,
Oh,
correct?
you will too, after all. You're the one who brought her in.
A second emotional crit hits him.
You take 11 more psychic damage.
Oh, I guess I shall ask about the other forms of payment then.
You can take an arm and a leg. You can ask the Ripper themselves. I'll go ahead and get this one situated.
Yes, by
and
all means.
her belongings, and she begins to pull the belongings of Ruby's character off because they are going to operate on you. She hands you all of her belongings. How big is the coin purse, Ruby?
It's pretty hefty.
Okay, it looks like you have enough money here. And she hands it over to you. Of course, there are extra fees, depending on how bad it is. I'm gonna get her.
I see. I see.
And she walks in as the door closes, and you begin to hear behind the door. And
If the camera stays on me, I will drop the voice, turn to the other wall, sort of place my hand above my head, leaning against it. That was the most difficult thing I've done in this entire job. Why did I take this up?
as the view of darkness hits, we see but a shape, a form in the distance, one we can't make any details out. As light sparks, and we hear the sound of magic being wielded, the sounds of cutting and chopping of bone and flesh. Ruby, roll me a d20 and add 30.
D20, add 30.
Yes.
He's rolling to see what your new race is.
No.
That is 45.
45, okay. So, after about an hour of time, Sewp, eventually the door opens up.
Fine. I assume it was a success?
Out steps the lady again. She goes, she leans on the door. Yes, it was a success. Her eye has been completely repaired. Her eyeball is still missing, mind you. Couldn't repair that. That's
Well, that only makes sense. After all, I've heard even the highest of clerics have difficulty in returning eyes to those that have gone missing.
And, we had to repair some damage to the body. There was heavy damage, there was fragments of bone and other metal that we had to remove. The
I
damage
see.
sustained. So the price is going to be... She looks in, you can see her almost like listening. 320 gold pieces, please, for the surgery.
I see. Unfortunately, I do not have the money on myself,
How
but...
much is in the coin purse? Is there 320 gold in that
Let me
coin
check
purse?
exactly how much platinum I have.
But I would assume that the
How much platinum
subject...
is... How much gold is a platinum?
10.
1 gold is... one platinum is 10 gold.
Alright, so...
But I would assume that the one who has
I keep
undertaken
at least 40 platinum on me.
Okay.
So that's 400 gold worth of money, so that's most of your platinum gone.
I have a total of 508
Where do you keep the rest?
in my backpack.
All of your belongings have been handed over to this man while they're doing surgery on you, by the way. So,
Yes, but he doesn't look through my shit.
does he?
Are you sure about that? This is the underworld, after all.
So, Sewp,
Yes.
what are you
You
doing
will
for
be
an
beat
hour?
up.
I guess counting to myself, taking notes of, or mentally taking notes of how many other jobs I need to do, scolding myself taking stealth jobs when I prefer doing interrogations and such.
Well then, please hand over the coin.
I would assume that the subject of the medical treatment would have the coin for this.
Well, her belongings are in your care.
Oh, yes. My apologies for that. I will search through her belongings because I don't know this person and
You
see if I can
literally
find.
got handed my coin purse separately.
Yes, I know I got handed your stuff, but I have to find the coin purse because
Roll a
I don't know you.
perception check with a -5 since you're flustered.
Yes, after all, I don't want to make a bad impression on this.
The coin purse is in the bottom of the backpack, by the way. The 500.
That's a 23. 23 perception check.
You find enough platinum to pay with, and you also find the. Actually, Ruby, roll me a not sleight of hand check. Roll me a stealth check.
Thievery.
Stealth check.
Alright, that's a +10 for 29.
Sewp,
Yes.
I apologize. You can't find any gold on the body. in any of her items. You look around and you know you were handed a coin purse, but you can't find it.
It seems I've misplaced the coin purse that they had on them.
Well, it looks like you'll have to pay then.
I turn towards the.
The fourth wall.
Yes, I turn towards the fourth wall with a sheepish smile on, as I know this is going to be bad.
Well, what will you pay in? Golds? Donations? Or favors?
I can do favors. I prefer doing interrogations. I can get you information on those that you need.
Oh dear.
How long until I wake up?
We'll let you know what favors we want. Seems the Ripper's done with the surgery. I'll bring your friend out soon.
Small correction there. I don't actually know them. No, I don't know them personally. They simply assisted me in
Well, I
escaping.
mean, you're the one who brought them. Roll me a diplomacy check with a -10 here.
Alright, diplomacy. Diplomacy.
12.
You're the one that brought them in, dear. They're your responsibility. You pay for them. You know the rules, and so...
Or wait until they wake up so they can pay for themselves.
I understand. I will listen to any requested number of jobs from the one who is requesting them at this establishment.
You know what you could do? If you don't want to be in debt, you could sell us her items.
Don't.
That would make sense. How much
You
would
are
these sell
going
for?
to die.
What other items do you have, Ruby? I know you have your knuckle dusters for 15 gold.
I have my studded leather, my steel shield, my grizzly scythe, my large scythe, my falchion, my bastard sword, my knuckle dusters, and that's it.
You know, if you sell us everything in that possession there, you'll not be in debt. In fact,
You fucking do that, you're fucking dying, you know.
I can also give you a bit of time on the house as she leans up and starts to caress you a little bit. Roll me a will save.
Yes, will save. After all, being flirted on by an elf for a human is probably something that would very much turn this person on. 1d20 plus 12. And this is where I roll well.
She's offering, if you pay with all these items, you can pay for the surgery as well as a few hours of your time with her. If you want, just so you're aware, you have a complete choice here. Just so you're aware, just so Ruby knows, this is his choice.
Ruby, I know for a fact that you don't want me to do this. That is an out-of-character thing that I know is absolutely going to be a terrible choice.
And in character, the fact that I was still going, even with those injuries, probably tells ya you're gonna fucking die.
However, you saved me from, getting captured during a job, and in return, I provided you a doctor. Therefore, I consider my debt paid to you.
In fact, she caused problems for you. Now you're in debt.
Exactly.
But you probably don't fucking know if I have money, and
Yeah.
I would
would
say
probably want to know
this. Sewp,
to speak to me.
roll me a society check.
Alright, society. That's a plus 12.
Dirty 20.
You would know the Celis religion is one of the only real religion here that's allowed, and it's one of the most prominent things amongst the people here.
Good thing I'm not religious.
You know about that, though.
I know about it, yes, it's
And
common
you would
knowledge.
know that people in the underworld talk about Kitsunes as a golden goose because they have easier goings diplomatically, as well as people listen to them because they are spiritual creatures who are mentioned in the Celis religion to be believed to be messengers of the Celis deity. So you know, having one as a friend who's on your good side, who's owed to you, would be good. But you also
Yes.
know you don't want to be in debt to the Ripper. You've heard what he does.
Yes, I have been in debt before to other significantly worse people. I have no idea what he wants, so I would rather
Also,
not
this elf is
shake his
flirting-
ire.
This elf is flirting with you too.
That too, yes,
Up
that
to you,
too.
man. It's your choice. All these things. You also know that this Kitsune, the wounds she sustained, she should have died if
Yes.
she was a normal person.
Not to mention, she first saved me and then caused a problem for me, and this is probably the fastest way to get rid of that problem.
So I would say
Therefore,
this, the fastest way
Ruby,
to get rid of the
I
debt- Oh, go ahead.
Yes, Ruby, I apologize. I know I don't want to do this, but I'm going to sell your shit. I am so sorry. I would not do this if it
Ruby,
were not for the fact
roll
that
me a
this is
will
probably the
save.
fastest way to get out of this.
Will save plus 10. What is this for?
Just to see how fast you wake up.
That is 29.
29.
One shy of nat 20.
So, you sell the stuff then.
Yes.
So, as you go to the master of the house, give your goods in exchange for money. Do you take up the elf on her offer?
I don't see a reason not to.
Okay. So, as you begin to enter the room with the elf in the downstairs,
That's a fade to black.
fade to black at the moment. 10 minutes. It took you about 10 minutes to sell all this stuff, get a writ of, okay, no more debt, and everything, and you eventually go into the room. At this point, Ruby, you awaken on a table.
Where the fuck is my shit? That is literally always her first question if she wakes up with our stuff.
You are, I will say this, you are covered in a small apron-like thing, but you are completely naked underneath, and as you say this sitting up, you hear in your mind, "Oh, you're awake."
It seems you've finally woken up.
Again, where's my shit?
Your shit was handed to your compatriots. As
That was
you
just a
were
random
brought
man I
in-
found.
Well, you were brought in near death, and we could not perform surgery on you with all of your gear. Mind you, you have been fixed aside from your eyes still missing. Now,
Well,
your costs
if you
have
were to
been
give me
paid.
my stuff, I will be able to pay.
Can you let me fucking finish? Your costs have been paid for. However, if you're looking into the underworld spaces, the black markets, you may be able to find a magical substitute for your mission vision. And at this point, you hear something skittering upon the walls. Now, leave.
Okay, but I would like to know where my items are.
Find your friend.
I would exit. Do I at least have clothes?
Exit, there is a clothing hook next to the door, and you just get your clothing that you had. As you exit, you hear from across
I would
the hall
find someone to
some
retrieve my items.
strange noises. So, as you exit, you see this woman of the night come walking by, and she goes, "Oh, you're awake." This is a human woman.
Yes, I would also like to retrieve my items and pay for surgery.
Well, your items actually were given to the man who was with you, and he kind of used them to pay for your surgery.
She's going to rub her eyes and say, I had more than enough in my coin purse to pay for at least 4 surgeries. At the least.
You don't know that.
It seems he did not know that, or he did not care. In fact, right now he's with one of our women right now, and she points towards the room across from the Ripper's room and goes, "She's been in there for a few minutes."
If you can get me my items, I will fetch the cost from the coin purses.
Roll me a
And
diplomacy check, please.
Then,
Go, finish what you're gonna say.
Diplom-
Finish what you're gonna say.
and then I'm going to go in there and kick his fucking ass.
Roll me a diplomacy check.
No modifiers besides my base ones.
Yes.
All right, so that's +4 for 22.
She goes, "I apologize, but anything within the items sold to us is considered our property now. If you would
So,
like to speak to the master of the house and attempt to retrieve it, you can attempt to. However, at the moment, I cannot do such.
yes,
Also,
please
we ask
leave
that
me
you
alone.
please do not disturb the guests in the middle of their walk.
Sessions.
Yes, please lead me to the master of house for our
She leads you
negotiation.
upstairs to the orc, the half-orc, and goes, Master of the house, the one who has just gotten out of surgery is wishing to speak with you. Alright. Hello there, young lady. You're looking quite a bit sharper than you were when you came in.
Yes, if you could hand my items back, I will fish out my coin purse and pay for my surgery.
Roll me a diplomacy check again.
Alright, let's see how this does. That is 21.
21. He looks at you and goes, "Now, we already own the item, so if you do have a coin purse in there, it is ours. However,"
I do not have my illusion up.
he looks you up and down and goes, "Remember the Temple of Celis?
Mhm.
Do you know Liliana?
Which one? I know several.
The proprietor of this place. You know, the other Kitsune."
I've seen her a couple of times, yes.
Well, she's been missing recently, so if you know anything about her location or what she's doing, and you know, I would gladly allow you to procure your coin purchases. Roll me. Is history a skill in this?
History, I believe, is a skill.
Roll me a history
I-
check then.
History, there is no history.
Oh, yeah, there's no history skill.
All right.
But I think you can roll something else that does something similar.
Remembrance. What is that based off of?
Do you have any lore skills?
Fortune telling.
Roll me lore fortune telling, I guess.
Alright, that's a +8 for 26.
You feel this magic, this divine magic that you use to negate misfortune upon you, start to shake, and you recall being told Osha and his wife, or his lover, were currently in the cathedral of, what's it called? The cathedral of Celis in the royal, in the noble district. Sorry, I don't know why I said royal, because it has the royal palace, but the noble district, by the individual known as, fuck his name, Inquisitor Valis, yesterday in game. And you do recall the name Liliana the Kitsune coming up as you were talking to Osha on your travels.
You should check the Cathedral of Celis in the Noble District. That is where I last heard and saw of her.
They're getting married or something? Like,
I am unsure.
roll me a diplomacy check. See if he believes.
And that's a 22.
Alright. Okay. Understood. I'll send one of our girls to go check. And he pulls out your backpack. He goes, "I'm pretty sure your coin purse is in your backpack, right?"
Yes, my secondary one.
Here's all your items, and you pay the 300 and I think I said 50 gold.
You said 320.
320 gold.
320.
correct.
Yep, I will actually pay 35 platinum.
Okay.
So that's
And
350.
then I am going to wait for him to get out of his time, so
He
to
goes,
speak.
Also, because your friend does have some time paid for with the items, it's also going to cost another 5 platinum, if you don't mind.
Why do you think?
No, he
Very
said 5
well.
more platinum.
On top of the extra 3 I paid as well.
Yes.
She's going to grumble a bit, but pay it up.
Okay, so you pay for his sexy time. As you sit there.
I am
tapping
very
your
sorry,
finger,
Ruby.
As you sit
I
at
am very
chair,
sorry.
As you sit on chair, tapping your finger, waiting for him to get out, your tail thumping on the ground, waiting, with an angry look on your face. Sewp,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a fortitude save.
All right. I think that's actually my highest save. It is not. It's actually my lowest one, but they're all roughly similar. Well, I got it. Why do I keep rolling this bad?
Roll me a performance check with a -5.
I'm not even proficient in performance.
I'll let you know right now.
That's
no
a
matter
0.
what.
Oh my gosh. Alright, first hour isn't that good. Roll me again, another fortitude save.
Why does the dice... I'm gonna... Fuck it, I'm rolling with the other bot.
Why do the dice gods hate you? I don't know. You're gonna
Hold on,
roll
I
worse
need
now.
to see if it's actually active in here. I need to activate Dice Golem really quick.
You need to add it still.
Yeah, let me activate Dice Golem.
Oh, Dice Golem? I thought you were going with Dice Maiden.
No, he has Avray and Dice Golem.
Dice Maiden was actually my
man.
first dice bot I used. Funny enough, I liked it.
Alright.
Hey, same.
Go ahead.
Alright. / roll from Dice Golem 1d20
Fortitude
plus.
save.
Oh yeah, Fortitude 11.
Did you roll?
There we go, dirty 20.
Okay.
Still not above average, but it's better.
Roll me a. Now roll me a performance check.
With just regular modifier.
Yeah, just regular modifier because you tied.
God fucking damn it! Why is Avray doing this badly?
Okay, this is the end of the second hour. Roll me a third fortitude save.
There we go, nat 2031.
All right, roll me a performance check with a +3. Sorry, +5.
$19.
Okay.
Screw Avray, I'm using Dice Golem now.
All right, roll me a fortitude save with a +5. I'll say. Just takes the lower. Okay.
+5. $31 again.
Okay, roll me a performance check with a +10. You hear those hot rolls right now?
Well, that's a nat 1 for 13, but it is with a +10.
Doesn't matter, it's a nat 1. So,
God damn it.
your time is pretty bad at first because you're not used to elven women, and you kind of blast fast.
Their ferocity.
And she kind of starts to get a little bit iffy.
Annoyed?
She starts to get annoyed at your fast blasting and your performance issues at first. Around the third hour, she's getting ready to leave, but then you start to pick it up, And as you do, you hold in, but you eventually do kind of lose her attention at the end. I'll say overall, to you it was worth the money. To her, she's looking like she's like on the end of the bed smoking. No, she's not really smoking, but she's just on the end of the bed like thinking about if she regrets this or not.
Yeah. It's like, it was not the worst one, but it could have been significantly better.
Of course it could have. I would have assumed it would have been, looking at you. After all, humans are deviants, but you seemed to be...
Well, unfortunately, I have little experience with elves myself. I apologize for this.
Roll me a diplomacy check in your apology, and I'm gonna give you... It's just gonna be normal.
Alright, diplomacy. Screw Avray, I'm rolling with Dice Golem.
You get that one.
24.
Well, maybe it's just the new atmosphere. You know what? Tomorrow night, the end of the festival, end of the year, take me out for a date, and we'll see how much better you do then.
I will gladly take you up on that offer. I will have to find a better suit.
I'll wear my finest. As she stands up and walks out of the room.
I will proceed to clean myself, get dressed, and
I'll
leave.
ask this. Did your character wear protection here? Because they offer it, but it's not. I will say this, depending on the women, it is not necessary. This woman did not force you to, but you could have if you wanted to.
I'm gonna roll a d3 to see if I've been to this place before. I have not. And therefore, I will say, no, I did not.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Alright.
See if you get her pregnant.
That's what we're rolling for, yes. Okay.
80.
Okay. Okay. Roll me a D20. Roll me a fortitude save, sorry.
You know what?
Actually, no, sorry. Before you roll me a will save. So before the entire time.
Will save.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 22.
Alright. Your character, I will say, could have pulled out at any time. Did your character do that or not?
I don't want this to be on the recording. I'm just gonna send to you in DMs.
Okay.
Can you send it to me as well? I want to see the
No. This is a
reaction.
secret I am taking to the grave. If Galvin wishes to tell you afterwards, please do not inform me if he told you.
Will you tell me, Goblin? Ooh, ruined
okay.
portal.
Alright, roll me 4 D100s.
Alright. 4 iterations, you mean, right?
Yes, 4 iterations.
I can already tell what happened.
Alright, I don't know how to do Dice Golem, so I'm gonna do this half rate. The highest was a 79, then 72, and then 2 in the 40s.
Roll me 4 D20s. 4 iterations, I'm sorry.
4 iterations of D20. A 2, a 6, a 13, and a 17.
Roll me 4 D6s. 4 iterations of them.
I know. That's not what it is.
Alright.
That was D4s, but whatever.
Roll me 4. It doesn't matter. Roll me 4 D1000s.
How many iterations of 4 are you gonna have him roll?
Roll me 20 76s.
20...
76.
No, 76s.
Oh, 76.
D76.
1d76.
I feel like I'm getting
Ooh.
stalked by Big Shot in his world right now.
I see one that's at max number and one that is nat 1.
Okay, good to know.
Oh,
This gives me all the information I need.
why did you need him to roll that many things, though?
I don't want to know. Don't explain it to me.
Okay?
Can you explain it to me in DMs, though?
No.
Why?
Because he doesn't want to.
Alright. Give me 1 second. What's your character's name again? I'm sorry.
His name is Andreas Weingand.
Weingand?
It's German, so it's Weingand.
Fuck you, I'm spelling it in English.
I know. English should be Weingand.
What did I call this? What was the name of this elf?
Soccer.
No.
You never
Name
gave her a
different.
name,
I
actually.
think I did, but I can't remember it, to be honest with you. So we'll just go with Janessa.
As far as I know, no, you didn't.
Janessa. Okay. Okay. Good enough.
I'm just traveling several thousand blocks, so Big Shot won't find me again.
Anyways,
Just teleport.
as your time ends
I
and
don't have
you
plans.
begin to leave the room and head upstairs, fastening all your items and heading upstairs, you get into the inside of the Sakura's Blessing, and they're starting to get ready to open in a few hours. And you see tail thumping, an angry face, and finger tapping on a table, sitting in a chair. Missing an eye, the Kitsune.
And literally growling right now because of how long she waited.
Teeth bared. By the way, you've been sitting there for 4 hours, Ruby. Is there anything your character would do besides just sit there?
Angrily, staring at the door.
Double, triple, and quadruple check. All her items are there.
All of your items are there except for the money you paid. This is the fine establishment. I will say this. They do offer not many, but there are a few. There is... Actually, no, there are no men's services here at the Sakura's Blessing. They do offer to women, though, if you want to get some time into...
She would not. She doesn't swing that way.
Okay, you say so.
Or at least no one knows if she does.
Anyway, so as you turn down some advances from some of the patrons, or sorry, not patrons, from the other people, eventually you see walking up, fucking prick.
Yo, get your ass over here right fucking now.
Well,
She screams.
well, I would say that in this situation, our debts have been paid.
He will blatantly see she has her items.
Yes. That's why I said that.
Yeah, he then sees the items, and it seems that you have managed to convince them that you had the money on you, which unfortunately I was unable to find.
Ruby, you found the coins, like, near the top, like the extra coin purse you always carry on you, near the top.
The lesser coin purse
Yeah, just
on
near the
top.
top. It was like maybe under 1 or 2 pieces of items in there.
The coin purse was literally on top, next to one of my kimono.
And how was I supposed to know that? After all, we are but strangers.
You would know if you were to at least shake it around.
As I mentioned previously, we are but strangers. I do not know you, you do not know me. And in this situation, I say that all ties between us are but visual and auditorial.
She is literally going to drag him out
You watch as
into the alleyway.
You watch the half-orc go. Just fuck already. Jeez, and he's reading a newspaper.
Anyways,
She's going to give him a glare
Perhaps we should take
As
this
as
outside?
that's where she's literally dragging you to an alleyway. Invert is.
Alright, you drag him to the alleyway between Sakura's Blessing and Taylor's Taylor.
You also notice that she's putting on her knuckle dusters.
You also notice as you're walking out, Investigator, Taylor's Taylor, which is a tailor outfit next to Sakura's Blessing, which tailors for many of the brothels and other scrumptious places in the Flower District, as well as other individuals that come in requested, of course. There's magical abjurations and other things affixed to it. You see there's tape, not tape, but barriers created, and you can see some of the city guard are coming in and out of it. The door has remained open, and they seem to be speaking with each other.
I literally just drag him straight into the alleyway, out of sight of
The
anyone.
investigator sees this, by the way.
Yes. Can I attempt to break free and investigate the scene myself?
Just athletics checks, because she's dragging you by the ear at the moment.
Athletics, you say? That's a nat 20 for 34.
Well, you're opposed, so you have to be rolled.
Oh, right. I forgot rolls.
I will give you advantage here, Ruby, so you can roll twice. Sorry, advantage would give you a +5, just because you're in such a kind of like lower range.
You can, Schmuck, you can say that you give him fortune on the roll, which is just advantage.
You have fortune on the roll, Ruby, because technically you are kind of in a sort of rage. It's not using your rage, but you are very angry. So you're like definitely
Alright.
him with your tail to pull him through to the alley.
28.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna break out of that to begin with.
Did you roll with the
Yeah, he rolled a total of 6.
So, as you're being pulled, you do see some other elven investigators, as well as a man in a witch hunter-like garb, which you would recognize as one of the inquisitors of the Church of Celis, who seems to be speaking with individuals. And you see a strange man with another human who seems to have a firearm on his side, who seems to be speaking with them, and he has a mask on his face. Out of character, this is Patrick. He isn't helping
Nice.
some of the guards and stuff with some investigations, and this would come under his falling of it.
Okay.
You don't know that in character.
Yeah, I just know there are several other people in a similar
Wait.
line of work to me, and there's someone there with a gun.
Ruby,
Would I recognize him from the poster in the Mage's Respite?
you are
I don't think-
raging, pull this
Fair
out
enough,
into
so I
the
wouldn't
alleyway,
notice
roll
anything.
me a
Yeah, you
roll me a
wouldn't notice
perception-
this. You are
Ruby, roll me a perception check with a -12.
Alright, so I have a -2 for 18.
You do recognize the build, the gun.
hang on.
and
Wasn't that
the-
a nat 20 for you?
Yep.
How many nat 20s have you rolled this session?
I have no fucking clue.
I'll say I'm gonna need you to start rolling in chat from now on, for a little bit
Yep.
at least. But
That was
20?
6 total.
you completely recognize Patrick, even if he is in a new garb and a new face mask, just from how he walks and holds himself. As you just glance at him really quickly, like, is that fucking Patrick? As you bringing this guy into an alleyway.
Mental note, Patrick's here. Don't fucking care right now. Objective, beat this guy's shit in.
Okay. So as she pulls you into the alleyway, this big dommy mommy Kitsune woman, you bring him in
5'8".
and you throw him into a garbage can as your tail lets go of him. As you're now about 20 feet into the alley, there are guards 20 feet back, just so you're aware. So if you make too much noise, so
I'm just cracking my neck as I put on my knuckle
put
dusters.
on the knuckles.
We can be civil about this. After all, as mentioned, you assisted me with something, and I assisted you with something. There's no need for us to throw hands around in this situation, as they say.
And you cheated me out of 40 plus platinum.
It was an offer that they simply gave to me. I made use of it, after
At
all.
this point, with that natural 20, you look up and you do hear and see individuals walking down in attire you've seen before once, Ruby, as you were being brought here. The hood, the black leather armor, and some of them wearing cloaks, capes. As you see, members of what you heard as the Syndicate are approaching from deeper in the alley, and they go.
Maybe I can let them handle you.
One of them speaks out. Sorry, miss, but this is our score, and
Oh no.
to be honest with
Of
you, you're
course.
kind of tied with him now. So
Oh, it was just 'cause he had found me in that alleyway.
well, I mean,
I was gonna beat his shit in anyways. If you feel, just feel free to do with whatever you want after that.
Roll me a diplomacy check, please.
Bruh, I have +4 to that.
It's gonna be a high DC because these guys have tied you with him now.
21. That is fail, I guess.
If you want to use some sort of fortune, yeah. Yeah, it's a fail. Are you using Prophecy Spawn?
Let me check how many hero points I have.
You should have
I
one
have
or two
full-
at most.
I have full 3.
You have 3. Okay.
Yep. I am using hero points for this.
Okay, that's 1. Two.
Fuck it. Not wasting my last one.
Okay. So, as you say this to them, they look at you and go, sorry, miss. Wrong place, wrong time. Gonna have to teach you both a lesson, I guess. As one of them seems to be starting to swing this chain with a ball with spikes on it. One of them seems to be pulling out a heavy crossbow. And the other one seems to be pulling out a sword that seems to light this blackened flame.
Okay.
As
Are the two groups, which I assume are Ruby being one of them and the Vindicators, whatever they are, on the other side of me, are they equidistant?
the Vindicators are about 30 feet from you, Ruby's about 10 feet. And let me finish what I'm saying. As you guys suddenly hear this sound, as this this small, ethereal, almost iridescent colored square appears around you, blocking the alleyway. And you look up and see on one of the balconies outside of the square is a mage in similar garbs holding a staff that's glowing as he's concentrating on this spell.
Well, seems like we're not getting out of this either way.
As this happens, as you both stand up, I would like dexterity checks from both of you for initiative.
Can I use athletics?
No, because this is more of you getting ready to pounce than it is you like. Actually, no, I'll allow athletics for you. Yes.
33.
Can I use perception to find a way out of this for my initiative roll?
Sure.
All right.
I am more focused on them right now, so.
Plus 14 because I have. What is that feat called? Incredible initiative.
Okay. So what'd you both roll?
33.
Okay.
Why?
What's in chat?
Why? Fuck that!
Nat one.
I am rolling that with a hero point. I keep rolling ones.
Sure.
Why do I keep rolling ones?
I kept rolling ones yesterday as well.
Stop giving me your bad luck.
No. Cause you kept rolling like 20s yesterday too, didn't
I
you?
didn't. I wasn't even in anything yesterday.
Well, yes. Oh right, Friday, and things got canceled.
There we go. 25.
Okay. The fuck, it won't let me. Fuck it. Okay, so 25.
25.
All right. So as Ruby, your muscles tense, and Sewp, your mind flourishes. Sewp, you don't really see any way out of this right now because you know this spell. They almost trapped you in this when they were chasing you. This spell seems to be trapping you in. With these other 3 that are approaching you. At the moment, the best way you can do anything is probably to beat these 3 coming at you. Ruby, you have the initiative.
Yep. rage giants thing.
You, a small bit of clothesline that's above you gets caught in your ears, but you move your head and it pulls off with you.
I am now large, and everything of mine is also large, or increased.
There's these
So
small
my black powder
daylights,
knuckle dust.
attached to the lines, and you're now blinking with these small lights.
Right, we don't get free actions.
Nope. That was your bonus action.
How much health?
Or one of your actions to activate it, and then
2 actions, 1 to rage, 1 to activate the giants thing.
Okay.
How much health am I at? Full?
You would be how many? Let's see. You're level 6 with D12. I'll roll 6 D12.
Yep.
You got 31 HP.
Oh shit! So like less than a third of my health.
Yeah, I got pretty bad rolls there actually.
What if I rolled that?
Too bad.
I just want to see how much I'd have gotten if I rolled it.
We're not adding your con bonus because it's just healing you. Yeah. Much better,
Holy
but you only
fuck.
have 31.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, I am going to say now as an intimidation thing.
Go ahead and roll.
Yep. 23.
Doesn't beat their. I believe it's a DC I have to set, correct? Rather than it's not a contested roll, is it?
It shouldn't be.
Okay, yeah. Their will DC is too strong for this. As you see.
Oh wait. Hold on, let's check it. Nexus.
Remember, I don't know all your abilities. I'm still new to Pathfinder 2e.
This is just a flat intimidation check, by the way.
It's against their will DC. Then yeah, no, that does not beat their will DCs.
All right, then
As you
prophecy
say this-
spawn.
Sure.
31.
That does. So they are feared of you now. I believe. Hold on. What is this that you're trying to do? Is my question.
I'm trying to intimidate them, and
what is the effect? What are you using?
I'm trying to make them leave.
What, no, Jesus fucking Christ! What ability are you using? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, what is
What
the
is it
title of the
called?
thing you're doing?
I don't think I have any intimidation abilities at the current. Wait,
Then what did you just look
That
up on
rating.
Nethys?
to see about intimidation and combat. Oh wait, I do have rating.
Oh, he's
intimidation.
demoralizing. That's what he's doing. Demoralizing.
Oh, demoralize! I did not remember that.
See,
It's an action. Okay.
I'm just imagining that you are the incarnation of that one Fox meme that has super buff arms because of
so they are
Camera
frightened
angles.
one.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see what frightened one does.
it prevents something very moderately. I think it like reduces
yeah, no,
their
it just like reduces abilities and scores and shit.
yeah, it reduces
Yep.
their ability scores a little bit
So
by
you
the number
all
of
take
this.
like a step back, and you hear, "What the fuck are you guys?" You hear the mage go, "Kill them, do not falter." Is that in your turn?
Yep, that was my third action.
All right, Mr. Dice Golem, your turn.
All right.
You see this Kitsune suddenly grow in size as her ears get caught in the clotheslines and small lighting above, as she suddenly starts to growl this
10.
intimidating
Oh.
shout towards the enemies now approaching. and they seem to falter for a bit before the mage declares that, basically says, stop fucking around.
Alright, she's on one side, these guys are the other, the mage is above me. Is the entire building inside this barrier?
You're not sure. You see the two buildings on your left and right. The alleyway is 15 feet wide, but the barrier is cutting off directly behind the Kitsune and 10 feet behind the others. So about 40 feet you to the other side.
Alright then. 40 feet between me and the other side.
Roll me a perception check. Or actually, technically, this would be an arcana check.
This counts as an action, right?
No, this is free. I'll give it to you, just because this is part of your, like, looking to escape on your initiative.
Alright.
I'll also say, because you're kind of already in a rage, Ruby, if you would like to take another action on your turn, feel free really quick.
Alright. Then in that case, I am going to pull out the Grizzly Scythe.
Alright, you pull it out. As you pull out this scythe, you see this hive-like building of blackened husk that seems to build across this silver rusted scythe head as it completely goes down the blackened wooden pole.
For my arcana check, I rolled a 30.
30, okay. So,
Ooh.
as you look around, you recall the spell doesn't go through buildings, and it probably, you get the feeling that the spell probably does enchant the building's walls to make them sturdier. You get the feeling he can control exactly where they are and not going through walls. So you get the feeling, looking around with the sheen that bounces off the walls, it probably is probably placed to make it a rectangle more than anything, following the walls. So you are trapped in it. It's like they just put this rectangular cube above you.
Now, how tall is the building?
Both buildings are about, well, Sakura's Blessing is about 80 feet, not 80 feet, sorry, about 45 feet tall, and Taylor's Taylor is like 2 stories, so it's about, let's see here, Taylor's Taylor would be about 60 feet tall with a slant of a roof.
God damn it, I can't climb that. I don't have enough speed to climb a building that high.
Mind you, the cube goes up about 30 feet.
Yeah, I still can't climb that. Even on a crit success, I can't climb that.
With that 30 Arcana, the spell can be, like the walls, the spell can be broken, but they are very, to your knowledge, powerful.
Yeah, and I'm not a mage.
Yeah.
In that case, in order to get away from more death, I'm going to try and put one target between the other, and I would like to turn towards the group of vigilantes that are, trying to
Syndicate
get me.
members.
The Syndicate members, my apologies. And I would like to tumble through them.
Okay, give me a second.
That is an acrobatics check, in case you're wondering. I have to make an acrobatics check against their reflex DC.
Okay. Let me check this really quickly.
I believe it's for one creature only, but
Technically drow. Reflex DC?
yes, I have to make an acrobatics check against their reflex DC to try and move through their space. If I succeed, I get to treat the square they're in as difficult terrain.
These technically be shooters, I believe. Yeah, that looks more like their stats, that's right. These are pretty powerful enemies, just so you're aware.
Yep, of course they are.
Yep.
So I'm probably gonna fail this. This
Actually,
character's going to
these
die.
would not be these ones. I'm stupid as fuck. Give me a second. Let me read up.
By the way, you need to die.
I mean, I'm not that attached to this character. I made it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, let's see. Do I perish? Because I probably will.
What'd you roll?
25
25?
Yeah.
Against their reflex?
against their reflex DC.
So you're twirling under their legs?
I guess I run and then combat slide under them.
You slide under the legs of one of the drow, the Syndicate members in front of you, and you are now directly back against the other wall. Sorry, remember, you are 30 feet away from them, so that's 30 feet of movement to get to them, slide, and then you're on
That
the
makes
side.
it okay. So that's
that would
2
be-
actions.
The slide is part of your movement action?
The slide is part of the movement action because tumble through lets me move through another creature space.
Okay. So you have one more action as your back is now against the iridescent wall behind you, and the drows are directly in front of you now.
I'm going to assume there's no space between the barrier and the wall, right?
What?
Whatever.
The wall
Going
wasn't
straight
fused.
down the alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no wall behind the iridescent wall. Is the barrier that I'm talking about? You're now at the iridescent barrier. It's maybe 2 feet behind you, and the drows are all directly in front of you within range. However, one of them is holding a crossbow, so he's not going to have an easy shot.
I don't think there's anything much else I can do for this
No,
one
I-
action.
I'm wrong. It is 10 feet behind, so you are about 5 feet away from them.
Yeah. I don't think dodging is a thing.
Nope.
Yeah,
And
nah.
one of their queries has just moved up to them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so does that
In that case, I will spend whatever else is necessary, probably just a free action, to hug the wall,
Okay.
and that'll end my turn.
You back up against it. You have one action left.
I don't think I can do anything with that one action.
Okay. So. As you look towards them, the crossbow guy, who's the middle one who you ran through, looks back at you, takes his crossbow and shoots at the Kitsune in the distance. Let's see. They are the weakened type. So let's see. Kitsune, does a 21 hit your AC?
Let me check the details of rage. It meets it.
So it
Now.
hits.
Yep. -1 penalty to AC while raging.
So that hits. You suffer 8 points of piercing damage. Let me go ahead and look up a poison here.
But I luckily do have temporary HP from the rage. Hit points equal to level plus con mod. My con mod is
I
plus
need a
2,
fortitude
so I...
save from you, please.
Okay. Alright, so... 26.
26. Okay. You feel this as the crossbow hits underneath your tit and sinks deeper into one of your older wounds that's been stitched up. You feel this poison begin to spread out, but you manage to fight it off in your body. Your body slowed a little bit as it hit. You get the feeling this is a sleeping kind of agent. As he's going to reload and take another shot at you again, 21.
Still meets.
Okay. Last time he rolled a 3 plus 18. This time he rolled an 8 plus 13. I need another fortitude save from you as you take 12 points of piercing damage.
And that is a 26 again. And that was 12 piercing.
Yep. Hold up. Okay, yeah, I'm just reading up the poison, sorry. So as you hit it again, you feel the same thing as he splits his bolt a second time, and he's gonna go for another shot at you.
A third?
Yeah, he gets a third shot. But this time it just goes
Doesn't it?
far wide as it hits off the barrier and explodes.
Wait, doesn't it take an action to reload, or does he have a feat for that?
It's in his thing. He has 3 attacks.
But crossbows take an action to
It's a
reload.
repeating hand crossbow.
Ah, so he has a clip he can use. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
So as he shoots 3 times, you see him reload, and as he does, he looks backwards to his other 2, and in this language you don't understand goes, you understand it, Mr. Investigator. You hear, what the Kitsune hears is, Investigator, you hear, you too, go after the narc. As the other 2 are going to run up, pulling their rapiers out and go for stabs at the narc, they get you get a -2 to your AC, technically, because they are flanking you now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn down IOTA a little bit.
Yeah. I have them at 20% and they're still nearly drowning you out.
I have it at 5. Because I usually put these
Damn.
spots at 5.
So these are the first strikes
Alright.
against you. Does a 25 and 28 hit you?
Yes and yes.
Okay. It's going to be 19 damage in total, piercing.
19 total. That's way too much. I need to scroll all the way this way. 20, 19. There we go.
Remember, your AC is decreased by 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm flanked. And therefore I'm flat-footed.
Oh, you're flat-footed.
I mean, flanking provides flat-footing, I believe.
Does it?
That's why it's the -2 AC.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you do also, because you're flat-footed, they do get sneak attack on you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll that after this. So the next 2 hits, do a 23 and 27 hit you.
Yes and yes.
You take 20 damage in total.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. $21 and 22.
Yes and yes.
21 more points damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then for all the sneak attack added, sorry, it would be 12d6. You take 39 more damage.
Alright.
As they just go and start stabbing the fuck out of you with their rapiers in the corner. Like, they're shanking you, pushing you against the corner. You push one off, and he kicks you in the gut and just starts stabbing you again. End of their turns.
My turn?
It's your, actually, the mage's turn, technically. The mage is gonna look down and go, and what you hear, Inquisitor, as you're being stabbed is...
I can't hear him right now.
Why not?
I'm pretty sure you know why.
Are you unconscious?
Perhaps.
As you're falling
What?
unconscious, you do hear, "Take him alive. I have questions." They
How are
stab-
you surprised, Ruby? This is level 5 shit. I only have 68 health.
68. Okay, yeah, you're unconscious, but you're not dead.
Bruh.
As they stab you, you see the two of them continue that way. Ruby. Holy shit! You just saw blood flying. What are you doing? I will say this. They call, never mind. I will say the only thing you've noticed about this person, besides his selfishness, is that he is very perceptive. And you are stuck in here with 3 individuals who just nearly stabbed him to death.
Sorry, dog's barking. What?
What are you doing?
I am going to stride towards the person who shot me and make 2 of my scythe attacks.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, just a second. Gotta do the calculations.
Gotta
Okay,
pull out the trigonometry calculator on this one, boys.
No, it's. I just was at the thing. So.
Mind you, this is 2 hours
plus-
before sunset.
So plus 15 for the first hit, plus 10 for the second. 15. That plus 15 would be 32, and the plus 10 is 27.
Okay.
All right, and that would be, since it does 2d12 plus 4. How much is that?
What?
Since it grew in size, I forgot how much it increased the damage dice by.
If it normally does 2d12, it's going to increase it by 2 more d12.
Okay, so it's 4d12 for
Yes.
each hit then.
Yes. I believe that's how I did it. Let me check. Let's see. Originally deals 2 damage dice and increased to beyond threshold you would deal. No, sorry. It goes up to technically. Let me see here. Because it can't go higher than a d12, so no, it goes to 3d12, not 4.
Alright.
I may change that rule again just because I'm not really sure about it, but 3d12. So, roll damage. Hello?
Okay, it also does 2d6 bleed, persistent bleed, so
Oh god.
that is
Are you
73 damage.
Okay, are you using its ability?
It's the wounding one.
Okay, so as you come up, you take the scythe with your one hand, strike him, drop the scythe.
Were any
grab
of those
it
a
with...
crit?
What? I don't know, but as you I'm gonna allow it for now. As you strike upon him, you drop the scythe, grab it with your tail, and swing it around and slice his neck. As the crossbowman takes it and just begins to step back, coughing. He falls to the ground. He's not dead, but he is heavily incapacitated for the next turn with that amount of damage.
Also, yeah, I would have used it on the first one, which dealt, that would be...
Take your time.
That was 36 damage, plus the 6 from the bleed, that would be
73.
42, so I regained 21 health.
Okay. So you dealt 73 damage to him in total.
Yep, I...
2 large slashes, one down his left forearm, causing a very heavy bleed, and one to his throat as he's holding on. He's going to be incapacitated or unable to do anything for the next turn, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yep, and that is my
I
turn.
apologize. Zeus, sorry, Sewp, I totally forgot. What is your AC with a -2?
19.
19. Okay, so they would have hit all their hits still.
Yeah.
But they had a -1 because of their frightened condition.
Except maybe that. Oh no, 21 would have still hit.
Yeah. I had forgotten that, but they all still hit, so I apologize. Ruby. Your AC
Yeah.
was... What is it?
21 with my rage.
So, I will say, because both crossbow bolts that hit you were 21, reduce all that damage you took. Because they would have been down to
By
20.
how much?
All of it. Because they would have been down to 20.
Oh, so just give myself back
The
the...
health you took, yeah.
Alright, so I'd gain 12 health and 8 temporary hit points.
I think it was 12 and 20 you took?
I took 12 and 8.
Okay, so... Yes, okay. So make sure you get all that back.
Yep.
My bad. Sorry. I totally forgot they were frightened.
It's alright.
Alright, so as this man takes 2 heavy hits, is there anything else on your turn? Or did you
That
use
is all
your
my
actions?
actions, so no.
Okay. So as you strike this man, he holds his throat as he's incapacitated for his turn. The other 2 are starting to pick up the investigator. Investigator. As you are starting to fall unconscious, as your blood starts to... As you start to fall down and squeege against this strange, ethereal, iridescent barrier, your blood trailing down it. Roll me a fortitude save. How much HP in the negative are you, Sewp?
In the negative due to the crit, I was at 8 health before.
You didn't get critted.
Yeah. No, I was talking about sneak attack, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Before the sneak attack, I was at 8 health. Taking the sneak attack into account, which was 39, that would put me 31 below 0.
So you're close to dying.
Yes.
Okay, so as you're coughing, blood coming out, roll me a fortitude save.
Alright, fortitude save. I'm going to roll with Avery this time because I think it's deserved some recompense. 25.
Okay. And now my rules, because I always forget this. Okay. Creature may spend 2 actions attempting to stabilize a dying creature. Hold on. The individual may attempt to stabilize by rolling one. Oh, sorry, it's 1d20 plus con mod against. So it's just a con check. Sorry, 1d20 plus your con mod.
Plus my con mod, in that case, instead of 11, the modifier is...
What's 1/4 of 30? I know 5, and then you have 10 more, so.
1/4 of 30 is about...
We'll say 12.
It's between 7 and 8.
7.5. 7.5 is a quarter of 30.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 7.
Yeah.
Say 7. We'll say 7.
All right. My con mod is +4, so take away 7, making that
No.
18.
No. You don't take anything away. That's me trying to figure out the DC. So
Yeah.
A con check. What did you roll?
If I take the same roll, that would be an 18.
Okay. Let's see. On a success, the target heals amount of those hit points equal to 1d6 plus con mod. Roll a d6 and add your con mod. Actually, sorry. Roll 5d6 and add your con mod.
As one roll.
Yes.
$21.
Okay, you regain 21 HP. You're out of the negatives, but you're back up to negative 10 instead.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at my rules I made here. If you succeed, which you did, because technically it would be 17 or 18 as the DC, or 15, whichever is higher, of course. On a success, the target heals an amount of those hit points equal to 1d6 plus con mod. The amount of hit dice rolled is equal to your level. So 66 is what you would have rolled, or 5 for you specifically.
Yeah. I think I get 8 health per level, but 6 is still a good number to go for.
Yeah, 1d6 per. It's 1d6 plus con mod each level. You get a d6 added. If you make 3 successful attempts, you regain 1 HP, and you're at wounded condition equal to the amount of negative hit points you had before stabilizing. You also become stabilized positively if you ever become 0 or positive numbers. If you become positive with stabilizing, you actually get that health. Just so you're aware.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Also, if you critical well, no, that's for people trying to stabilize you. But yeah, that's how my rules work. For anybody wondering, they're kind of convoluted, but I don't like to just kill people with like 1 turn. Anyway, so you're now less dying as your eyes are still open and closing, and you're seeing these people starting to pick you up and drag you. You see Ruby's character come up and just absolutely wreck this Syndicate member in front of you, and you're like, what the fuck?
I shouldn't have made them an enemy.
As your eyes close for a second, you feel the adrenaline starting to rush through your body. That will end your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to do any actions that you could do while unconscious.
I don't have any.
Okay. Syndicate members' turns. These two are going to see their friends get fucking murked, and you, Ruby, you hear one go, and Investigator, in your drowsy state, you hear, "Kill her. We don't need her." As one of the ones that just stabbed the shit out of your
Acquaintance.
Yes, I was trying to think of a word properly. I went partner, ally, no. Friend, no. Party, no. You should have seen my face. It went.
I have no doubt you went through over a dozen shades of what, huh? Oh, look, a cat in the middle of the street.
He uses an action to rush, one of his actions to rush up to you. Takes his second action to make a strike at you. Let's see here. And they no longer have their frightened condition, so whatever he rolls. Ooh. Oh no.
What was that?
Oh,
Oh no. Does a 37 hit you?
Bro, what the fuck? Of course it does.
And that's a critical hit.
If it was a nat 20, it's a double crit.
I know, it wasn't nat 20, it was a nat 19.
Oh god.
So you suffer... You're not flat-footed when you're raging, are you? Or is that only Pathfinder?
I am not. That is 1E.
Okay. You suffer 20 points of piercing damage from his first strike.
I'm down to 40 now.
And he's going to take a second strike and strike. The first one, he strikes you in the ribcage, pulls it out, and then this time goes for a strike directly between your chest area, between your breasts.
Yep.
Does a 16...
Wait,
no.
how can he... No, 16 don't hit. Also, how the fuck does he reach up like 7-8 feet?
Because he stabs you, uses his rapier to himself up and stabs at you, but it just seems to, almost like a cartoon, the sword bends upwards as he pulls back and lands back down and just stares at the sword like, what the fuck? What's with this cartoon physics? As the other one is going to see this the distance and... Yeah, he's going to do the smart move. He's going to come over and flank you. And as he does, it's going to make you flat-footed, technically. Unless you can't be flat-footed when you're raging. I can't remember.
I will have to check. Give me just a second. Just took the dog in.
Okay. That was cocked shit, and that was a really good roll, too. Hey, it's the same roll. Nice.
Alright.
Just let you know, no matter what, you're being flanked, so your AC is going to be decreased by 2 again.
Yep.
So, your AC is 19 now. So...
Yep.
Check if
What'd they roll?
Yeah, check if you can be flat-footed.
Yep, give me just a quick minute.
Wait a minute. I think I lost myself in... Wait a minute.
Alright, so... Sheets,
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot their rapiers are deadly.
Ah,
oh, did they
deadly.
crit?
deadly.
Yeah, they
what
have
is it?
critted because of...
Oh yeah, rapiers are deadly D8.
Yeah, so you take 10 more damage, sorry. I forgot about that.
Ah.
Yeah. Because he rolled double, not double your AC, but 10 above your AC last turn.
And he rolled max for that deadly.
No, he rolled 10 damage in total. It's a D8, so 5 times 2 is 10.
Huh? Oh.
That's how I do crits. I don't know how it works here.
Wait. You doubled the damage from the deadly D8 on the crit, because deadly D8 only applies on
it
a
only
crit.
applies after, so no, it's only 5 more damage.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know all these fucking shits here.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It says after the doubling.
Give me just a second. Go. Unless I'm...
So if it doesn't mention it anywhere, he is going to deal sneak attack to you.
Oh, from that? Okay, yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay, so 32 definitely hits you. It's not a critical, though.
Yep.
So he deals...
Lucky that.
fuck, that's really good damage. 21 points of piercing damage to you with the sneak attack.
I said it doesn't.
Did you read to make sure you can't be flat-footed?
Yeah,
Does it state
I
it?
can't. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Let me find that fee again. Where the fuck was it? Where the fuck was it? Cause my dang Xbox shows the worst fucking
3
time to
deny
power
advantage,
off.
I think that might be it.
Oh, where in the
Deny
fuck is
advantage.
that?
You aren't flat-footed. Hidden, undetected, or flank. Oh yeah, yeah. Hold up. Of your low level or lower, or creatures of your level or lower using surprise attack.
What level are they?
They're CR8.
Ah,
Yeah, so
so
they can still flank.
there's-
They can still flat-foot.
yeah, I
Technically,
wasn't sure about.
Actually, no. You're level 6. Technically, this does decrease them quite a bit because I have them as the weakened versions. I'd probably put them at CR6. So yeah, no, they are equal to you. So no, they can't flat-foot you.
Okay, yay.
So as he stabs you, he expected to do more damage and looks up to you like, huh? And you only take 9 damage instead from that strike.
What was the original damage?
21. He rolled 2 6s on his sneak attack.
Alright, so that. Alright.
And this definitely just doesn't hit you. Never mind. Oh, I apologize. I was using
Yay
the
for
wrong item.
21.
I was using the wrong item. So last time I rolled 32. 30 would be the hit. Sorry, my bad. And this time, because I was rolling his ranged repeating hand crossbow, he's not using that.
32 was a crit because I'm at 21
Sorry, not
AC.
32, like 30 or something like that.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have been a crit.
Yeah, but anyways, this one is a 22 to hit, so that's definitely a hit. Well, sorry, no, 18 to hit, so it's not a hit. My bad, I keep fucking forgetting. But, no, yeah. Because you're technically... No, you're fine. But, anyway, so as he stabs at you a second time, this time he grabs his rapier and, sorry, your tail hits the rapier out of the way. But that ends his turn, as these two are now around you like, what the fuck is this piece of shit?
Cause I am a large creature now.
Yeah, as they're now
So I
trying to,
take
like,
up
figure
a-
out what to do with you, the mage looks down and goes, I guess I should help a little bit. And he points a finger at you. Roll me a reflex save, please.
Reflex, same as my will, with a plus 10 for 39. I mean 29.
You see him cast a
I'm-
spell, and you see this strange iridescent green, this iridescent magic just starts to crackle, and you see this green energy, stickingly green and black, flash towards you, and you manage to dodge out of the way. As it hits the ground next to you, you just see some of the dust turns to... No, sorry, it wouldn't hit the ground next to you. It flies past and hits that one garbage can you threw the Inquisitor into, and the dumpster just turns to dust. He goes, she's a quick one. Interesting. We could use
How
her.
high would I be able to jump as a large creature?
No idea, but you can only jump up to 30 feet, which is below him, because that's how tall the wolf is. Anyways,
Oh, fair.
I believe you and the Inquisitor already went, right? Yeah, so it's now
Yeah.
your turn again, as these two are now surrounding you, and the mage is now starting to get into it.
Is my turn.
Yep.
So, how are each of these guys looking?
They're looking like they haven't taken damage. The crossbowman is on the ground. Oh, he does take damage. You hit him twice for
Yep.
4d6 persistent bleed, correct?
Oh right, because Grizzly does double. I forgot that. So I didn't roll those 2 on the original hits.
Yeah, so go ahead and add
Either.
that, please. Please add that.
So that was an extra 6 on the original hit.
Okay, 79. Go ahead and roll 4d6 now.
Alright. 4d6. That is... Okay, so that is 2 6s and 2 3s.
Okay.
For 18.
You see the blood is just spurting out of his neck and his wrist, his long arm cut that you put on him, and he is looking like hell. He's probably going to die soon. You can see his pale purplish blue molar complexion is starting to go to more of a frightened, looking around, trying to get out of here, pale complexion. As this happens, it's now your turn. What are you doing? He's probably going to die next turn, by the way. The other two are now trying to flank you, looking at this. They're starting to look about how to escape, and the mage is trying to keep him here.
I'm going to do all 3 attacks on the one that tried to sneak attack me.
Alright, so as he gets up and goes for a strike, you block it with your tail, look at him, take your grizzly scythe, and go for all 3 attacks. Go ahead.
30.
Yeah, that hits.
24.
That misses.
And that is a... Wait. +5, so that's also 24.
Misses as well. So, let me go ahead and skip this song. I hate this song.
40, 12 plus
so,
4
as you
plus...
go to strike towards him, the first strike hits directly on his chest, clavicle, down his left side, and as you go to bring it up, he takes his foot and just gets it into the nook of the scythe and pushes it away. As you go to using that momentum, you go to strike him, but he blocks it with his rapier just barely. That gets cut and flung out of his hand. His rapier's gone. Go ahead.
Plus 2d6 from the... 48 damage.
Go ahead. Plus his
That-
bleed damage, remember.
Yeah, I did.
48. Oh, I thought you said 4d8. My bad. Okay.
No, it's 4d12 plus 4 plus 2d6. Which, if I had rolled max, that would have been 48, 52, 58, 64 damage if I rolled max.
You can see the blood is now pouring out of him. You're attuned to the grizzly scythe, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. As you see blood pouring out of him, he looks at you. You catch some of the wording, but not much of it. It's similar to Elven, but there's some differences to it. You get the feeling that he is cursing you. But anyways, Inquisitor,
Flip them off.
as the
Yes.
memories of your past start to filter through your mind, which are going to be an enigma until we actually introduce this character next session. Well, not this next Thursday, but this Thursday after that. Go ahead and roll me a con check.
Right, con check, which is not a save.
Nope.
1d20 plus 4. Well, that's a failure.
Chapter 72 and 73, okay.
Well, you haven't taken damage this turn, so it's 15. Oh, yeah, that's a failure. Do you want to use a hero point?
I don't think I have any left because I only get 1 at the start of each session.
Well, no, you get an amount equal to your level.
Oh yeah, you ruled that differently. My bad. I will spend a hero point then.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, right, because you had me max fill it, so I... Wait, do we have a hero point pool equal to our level, or just a hero point per level?
Ruby, you get 1 per level.
And at base, the max we can have is 3. I did not know
No.
if you rolled.
No.
Huh?
And you don't have more than 3 because you use a bunch of them in the fight against the prince. That's the problem.
And then sometime after that, you said to that
No,
we all
I
restored.
never gave you all your hero points back yet.
Oh.
So I'm allowing you to have that 1 left that you haven't used just yet.
Oh,
So, Sewp.
I thought we only had a max of 3 at any time.
No. But anyway, so Sewp, you feel your body start to sustain damage. Let me see. Your blood starts to pour out faster. Where's the fucking shit again?
He can have my last hero point, though.
If you want to use another hero point, Sewp, you can.
Don't worry, I have 3 more.
Do you want to use another one?
Okay.
That's a failure.
I will attempt to use another one, and this time I am going to not roll with Avaray.
Of
Because Avery has betrayed me too many times.
The bots seem to go on and off depending on which ones it is. Like, sometimes Dice Golem will betray you, sometimes Avery will. Sometimes
Yes, I know. Dice Golem has betrayed me this session as well, but has not betrayed me to the extent that Avery has.
I know. Those fucking first rolls were shit. 21?
20.
Yeah.
Roll 6d6 plus... Well, sorry, 5d6 plus your con mod.
5d6 plus 4.
I usually either have good
All right,
luck or
I am
bad
stable.
luck.
You're at 0 HP?
I am actually above 0, but I would assume I
10.
don't come back to
Oh,
consciousness.
you do.
In that case, because doing math, I believe I am now at about 10 health.
So, as you cough up blood, your eyes open, and you see Ruby slicing through these people and dodging this ray that looks like it just disintegrated a dumpster. As you're just on your ass, pushed up against the wall, sitting, you look up and see blood has spurted down the entirety of it. You've used an action to come back to consciousness. You are on the ground, barely alive. Not bleeding at the moment. You're bleeding, but not enough to damage you.
I'm going to feign my death.
Well, actually, I will say it is enough to damage you if you don't get it subsided within enough time, similar to what Ruby was going through, but it's not enough to, like, kill you at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Should I leave this going for, like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 hours? This is going to probably be life-threatening.
So, if you're gonna feign death, roll a deception check for me.
Alright. I know this is not a charisma-based class, but I did involve myself in deception a little bit. D20. No, not exclamation mark. / roll. 1d20 plus 11.
Just against their passive perception, I'll say.
Screw it, I'm rolling that with a hero point.
Hold on. Before I... Passive perception would just be their wisdom, technically. Or will, I should... Wisdom, it'll be. Which is... I mean... You beat it. You beat their passive perception.
I want it to be higher.
Sure.
And there is a statistically about 85% chance that I will get it higher.
Can we get much higher? So high. So
There we go. That's better. 24.
Okay. Yeah, the drows don't seem bothered with you at the moment.
Yep.
So,
I am pretending to be dead.
as you pretend to be dead, that ends your turn.
Hmm.
That will end my turn, yes. I will willingly
I'll give
end
you
my
plus
turn.
5 to that because you used 2 actions to do it, technically. So, 25.
Alright, that makes it 29.
Okay, so, Ruby.
Yep.
The Inquisitor looks dead.
Over my passive perception. Alright, passive perception at 20.
Yeah.
Fair.
As the Drow's turn is now up, as they're gonna get up, the one's gonna pull out a rapier and go to stab you, as the other one is still next to you. So your AC is down 21. Oh, not
Yeah.
21, 19.
Remember, deny advantage. They're the same level as me,
It doesn't
so
matter, it doesn't
flat-footed
matter,
I
you
am
still
not.
get the. It's not because you are flat-footed, it's because they're flanking you. Flanking
Yeah.
allows flat footing, but flanking still gets a -2 to your AC. So you
Yeah.
have 19 AC. So we're gonna go for a
Okay.
rapier strike against you. It's 25, so it hits. The next one is a. He breaks his rapier on your rock hard tits and abs. It bends similarly to a cartoon, but snaps, and he just looks at it. And the other one is going to back up after the first hit. So from that first strike, you took minimum damage of 7 damage. The first one's going to leave your range. Sorry. We'll go with this one first. As this one strikes you, breaks his rapier. The third one, he's going to pull out a repeating hand crossbow and take a -2 penalty to his attack to try and shoot.
Third one, so the one on the ground?
No, this is the third strike of the other one.
Ah.
So, yeah, no. He fires,
Wait.
and the...
He backed up?
Jesus fucking Christ. This is the one still striking you. He took 2
Oh,
attacks
I'm
with his rapier. He pulled out... Technically, no, he would have to pull out his crossbow. So, no. He
In
pulls out
action.
his- Yeah, I know, that's what I'm thinking. Give me a second to fucking think. He pulls out his,
Yeah, my bad.
No, he's gonna use his shoot his straw, actually. He can strike with it once per round. If he pulls it. He's gonna pull it and shoot at you once, but as he does, you hear... He looks at it and the crossbow is, like, jammed. Which is weird.
Oof.
He just He just looks at you in
The-
Elven. He goes, "Can you believe this shit?"
Happened to me a fair number of times, which is why I only go in close range now.
Can I just like leave? It's not my
Feel
day
free.
today.
Feel free, as I just motion to the end of the alleyway.
This is the uninjured one, by the way.
He's just
I
looking
know.
around at the carnage and is like, you know what? I don't get paid enough for this.
I just
I get
motion
paid
towards to the end of the
platinum a
alleyway.
day,
Like,
I don't get
"You wanna
paid enough
leave?
for this."
There's
He
the
goes-
door.
He goes, "Thank you," and he just starts to fucking walk off.
He's like that one guy in the original Iron Man movie. He's like, please don't do it. I think they're weird as well.
This motherfucker just went stab, stab. Okay, that broke. That. Fuck! And just left. As the other one backed up, he pulled out his crossbow. He sees the other one start to leave. He's like, "Wait, was that an option?"
Leaving is an
It
option.
was. It's what I tried to get you to do in the first place. Also, he backed up like, how much did that second one back up?
10 feet.
Oh, cool. Reaction I can make to strike him.
Okay, go ahead.
You have opportunity attack.
Yeah, you have opportunity
Yep.
attack? Okay. Go ahead.
Alright, so... That is a 30.
You hit him. What are you hitting him with? Your scythe?
Yep.
So as he backs up and says, "That was not..." As you hit him.
That's an 11, a 12, in 8. So that's 23, 31, and that is a 7, making that 38 with the plus 4, 42. Now the 2d6. So 42 plus that. Alright, so that is 52 damage. Also, he does take the 2 bleed damage from the last attack too. So I should probably roll that.
As you... it doesn't fucking matter. As you strike this motherfucker, you carve deeper into the wound, and he goes, wait, let me leave, and you just cut him in half.
Cool.
As one half of his body hits the ground, almost like a bust, with one arm, he goes, "I was gonna..." And his body just falls to the ground, dead. As the other part of his body just, like, starts to turn around and walk away before it just falls down.
Might have jumped the gun there a bit.
He was gonna fucking leave if you offered it now. They were very confident coming into this, and then you started to reduce them, and they're like, "Maybe we should leave."
I
The
am
other one, by the
sorry.
way, is on the ground bleeding out at the moment. Like, he's not dead, but he's just bleeding out.
Should I roll the
first
bleed
one, he's-
damage for him now?
It doesn't matter.
That
Actually,
that will have been.
Actually, I will say this. He has... The blood has congealed with his body. He is starting to lessen the bleed, so I will say roll the bleed damage.
Alright, so that is 15.
Yeah, so I will say this. You look down and see the drow that you cut at first, the one that you dealt 73 damage to in one fucking turn. He seems to be bleeding very little now, and it doesn't look like he's dying, but he's unconscious. You get the feeling he's not a threat anymore, but if you want to kill him, easy pickings. As the other one just gets up to the force field and goes, "Aligan, let me out." And you see the mage go, "Are you sure about this? The Syndicate will find you." "I'm pretty damn sure. I'd rather fight them than her." And he goes,
Bruh.
"Alright. I'll see you later. Honestly, I'll take that over her." And he walks out as this small little doorway appears, and he actually passes by the Inquisitor and he goes, "Oh, well, I'm sorry for your death. Goodbye," and just walks out. And just walks away. He's...
How long does the door stay open?
For about 5 seconds. If you want to make a reflex save, you could try to jump out.
Or possibly have yourself cut in half if you fail.
Yeah?
I would like to attempt to jump out at
Make
the
a
same
reflex
time as.
save.
Alright, reflex is actually a pretty good save for me.
Okay.
I'm only trained in it, and I have +10.
I have +13.
I'm expert in will, and that's also +10. My fortitude is also expert with
Bro, these
+12.
are just people. You gotta realize, they may be parts of the underworld, but these are just people, guys. They may be trained in, like, killing and shit and enforcing the Syndicate, but these are just people.
That's a 21.
You might want to use a hero point.
I guess I will. Yes, I still have a couple left. Although the chances of this one actually rolling higher are significantly lower.
I am still surprised you didn't make me not saying that, don't want to do anything, or karma it.
Tell me.
Nope.
Tell me.
I'd rather not.
Please, Ruby, tell me, and I'll lessen the effect.
It was the prophecy's pawn.
Oh, okay, yeah, I realize. Because I have forgotten about it, I will say you're good.
Oh, thank.
You feel the divine energy has stabilized within your body at the moment. And because you were so willing and forthright about it, I'll also give you a hero point back. So,
Did not expect that.
21. You jump out, and as you hit the back of the drow, he goes, "Wait, you're still alive?" And you feel your foot, your left leg, just dissected.
At least it's only a leg.
Yep. You suffer 6 points of force damage. And actually,
Alright.
funny point of order, this energy damage actually cauterizes the wound.
Good. So I'm not bleeding.
As
At least
that
not
There's a
bleeding from my
small-
leg.
there's a small, and then it stopped.
Yep.
As that happens, can I just look up at the mage and say, so, can I go now?
I guess. Yeah.
In the meantime,
See ya.
seeing
and
as
he
the
just walks away.
Alright, seeing as I managed to successfully get out of the barrier, I am now going to fucking book it.
You're missing a
Leg's
foot.
gone.
I have fleet, I can still move faster.
You're at half movement.
I still have 15 feet of movement.
So you stand
I have
up
30.
and the drow looks at you and goes, do you need help? Listen, I
Alright.
know we were on the opposite sides, but honestly, I'm kind of done with the Syndicate after this entire ordeal. Let me help you out here.
I know I'm not working for the Syndicate either, but I am now an enemy of that.
Okay. Good point. And he walks away.
I'm just gonna trudge over as I shrink
Before
down
that,
back to
as you
normal
start-
and toss him over my shoulder.
Before that, please, let me finish. As he's starting to walk away, he goes, "Oh, actually, if you do survive her," and he pulls out a small piece of paper and starts to write it down. Here's a little bit of contact information, how you can find me, if you want to take down the Syndicate, because I am in danger. And he walks
Alright.
away.
I will take note of that. I guess I'll ask you about that later. But I'm going to attempt to hide first, because I'm now an enemy of that.
Roll me a stealth check with disadvantage.
You mean misfortune?
Misfortune.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, Misfortune
120.
isn't here. What do you mean about her?
No, we're not playing League of Legends. Misfortune is an actual status.
I know.
Or,
I
no,
know.
it's
I'm
a
making
trait.
joke. I'm making a joke.
Yeah,
Alright.
Misfortune is actually in several games, such as Borderlands.
Alright. At disadvantage, I still rolled a dirty 20.
What's your passive perception, Ruby?
20.
They fucking disappear. You were expecting a trail of blood, but it seems their wound was cauterized as the barrier disappears within 12 seconds. Gives them enough time to fucking hide. You look around and... Damn, this is the second time someone's disappeared in an alley. In the same day.
Oh god.
Too bad.
Ruby,
Yep.
you did hear the conversation between the drow and him, and you get the feeling this man is probably some sort of crime fighter or investigator. That's what you could draw from all your interactions with him. And I will say this, though you do hate him, you've noticed he is very perceptive and very good at his job, if he is an investigator. And you get the feeling you're missing one of your party members now, and you could use an investigator's insights.
Oh, seeing as he's not here, I'm just gonna say to myself, well, that fight managed to get the anger out of me, and we are down a party member, so if I find them, might bring them in.
I definitely hear this.
Yes.
I'm going to stay hidden, but I'm going to tail this person.
So here's the thing: you're gonna lose them after a while because tailing them entails. Why is tail always a thing? It entails you having to keep up with them, and if
Yes,
you are
and I
dashing,
can't.
you are not being stealthy.
Yes, and I am missing a foot.
Yes.
So I guess I'll try and gather
I am
information
taking
about them.
a leisurely I am taking a leisurely pace, which for her is like a third of her actual speed.
Regardless, I will attempt to get their name, if possible, a real name, and where they're staying, and then I will try and find the doctor that I am actually on good terms with.
All right. So Mama Murphy,
Yes, Mother Murphy.
make me a perception check and add your following a lead.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And
I
What
think
is
this level
what is?
you have a +1 or +2.
Oh, pursue a lead. That's what it is.
Pursue a lead. Whenever you attempt a perception check to investigate a designated subject, you get a +1 bonus to the check. The exact checks, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. It says here it's a +1, but I believe it does increase at certain levels.
Yeah. I love the investigator class, man. It's my favorite class in Pathfinder 2e.
Oh yeah, I'm going pure into each class until I reach level 20 in each of them or get used to them. Then I'm gonna start multi-classing into others.
Okay, yeah, it looks like it's just a +1.
At the moment, yeah.
I don't think it actually scales.
Cause yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick little jog over to the market to get an apple, then head back to the Mage's Respite.
Alright, so
Pers-
go ahead and 1 copper for an apple.
Perception makes that a
Sorry, no,
13.
technically because this is a higher paid area, 2 silver for an apple.
Oh hey,
Okay,
I got a dirty 20.
I have no silver or copper.
Well, you can exchange it. There is a bank in town. I'll say you do take a small jog to the bank first. You can exchange 1 gold for 10 silver. You gotta realize, 15 gold is a yearly wage here compared to 1 gold in Turam.
So they don't really have change for gold.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, it's an expensive apple even for that small amount, because 15 times 1 copper would be 15 copper, which is 1.5 silver, so it's still a bit overpriced. But that's because
Yeah.
the festival is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
people tend
anyways.
to pump prices during festivals.
Yes.
Also, as I trudged out of the alleyway, I would put the illusion back up and pull up my hood.
I assume so. So, what'd you roll, Sewp?
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
That was perception, which is +12, plus pursue a lead, which is an extra 1 to the
Following her
roll.
around, you see her eventually change into her elven form and disappear into the crowd as individuals are now going around the many stalls and entertainments for the festival that I totally prepared for an entire fucking 8 hours, and you guys aren't even interested in it, seems.
Unfortunate.
I mean, we've been injured the most of the time.
I understand.
No, it's not just that. It's simply that we were looking at other things during the festival.
Well, the festival goes on for 2 days.
Yeah,
and then
so we
and then
still have time.
Into a 3rd day at the end, but that's kind of like more like a cleanup day, and like all the
Yeah.
other residues still exist.
Invert is just weighing out the Mage's Respite for an hour or two to clean up, patch up her wounds, just mark them over, whatnot,
Yeah, no problem.
before she heads back out for the festival. Kimono and disguise on.
Okay, so as you go back, eventually going to the bank, doing all that stuff, you get back to the Mage's Respite before dusk, and you begin to freshen up, fix up whatever little wounds you may have gotten from the scuffle to the best of your ability. start to write some letters to Garnet to maybe send to her in a little bit. Start to make some rough drafts and affix your kimonos, get them washed, take a bath really quickly, and this is all in the course of an hour, by the way. Meanwhile, Sewp,
Mm-hmm.
as you go around, speaking to individuals, bleeding a little bit, you eventually manage to sunder your wounds a little bit to the point where you won't die, but you may pass out in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Asking around, you eventually find yourself some information. The name of an elven woman who seems to be traveling with individuals, placing time and sightings of different people. You eventually figure out that the individual you're looking for, or a rough group that they have been hanging out with, seems to be placing her at the Mage's Respite, as well as the name Invert, is all the information you gather.
All right. Now that I know who they are and where they're staying, and potentially who they are associated with, I am going to see if I can get something to fix this missing leg of mine and to patch at the hole in my chest.
So, you begin to head to Mama Murphy's abode. As you eventually get there, you knock on the small wooden door of this beautiful stone hovel hut, smaller than most houses in this area. Small grass lawn, and as the sun begins to set, that is where we're going to end this session.
Okay.